30 seconds till broadcast. Mark.
From the Auburn Sports Network and Playfly Sports, Auburn baseball is on the air. 25 NCAA tournaments, 8 regional titles, and 6 trips to the College World Series. Exclusive game day coverage begins with the leadoff show. Now, let's go out to the ballpark.
It's a top 10 matchup by the Swamp. Hello, everyone. War Eagle, and welcome to another evening of Auburn Tiger Baseball. I'm Brad Law in Gainesville, Florida. Quinn Brackeen is in our Skyview studios. Number 6 Auburn leads the nation in several key pitching metrics, including whip, strikeout-to-walk ratio, and walks per 9 innings. The Tigers have won 2 straight series, and tonight open a span of 12 of the next 15 games away from home. Number 7 Florida also features dynamic pitching, led tonight by unanimous freshman All-American a year ago, Aiden King, who's picked right up where he left off a year ago. King is 5-2 with a 1.74 ERA. Auburn's own sophomore sensation, Andreas Alvarez, gets the ball tonight. Dre is 6-1 with a 1.24 earned run average. This is an offensive ballpark, and the Tigers need to keep the bats hot if they want to beat the Gators here this weekend. Auburn hit .353 over their recent 8-game homestand and battered the ball at a .410 clip over the last 4 games. We'll talk about all of it with the head coach on the Butch Thompson pregame report next. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Looking for legendary wings, mouth-watering burgers, and unbeatable pizza for your next big event? Baumhauer's Catering is here to satisfy your cravings. From tailgates, birthdays, to office lunches and weddings, boost your event with delicious flavors of Baumhauer's Catering. We offer pickup or delivery, or choose our full-service catering that includes setup and staff. Don't have space for your big event? We can even host you in our dedicated party space. Baumhauer's Victory Grill Catering. Legendary flavors, zero hassle. War Eagle.
Here's a clip from a recent Talking Tigers podcast with Andy Burcham.
Dr. Michael Zabala. Well, it was kind of funny because he called me and said, I have an injured player. Can you make him something to get him back on the field? And if I'm entirely honest, I didn't know exactly how we were going to do it. But I said, yes, we absolutely can. I didn't even know who the player was, but I did feel pretty confident we could make something for him. So Robbie and Kirk Nelson show up with who ultimately was Anthony Schwartz. So we brought him in. Jake Larson, who's now our head of engineering at EXO, was a PhD student in my lab at the time. And he quite brilliantly figured out how to go from the scan of Anthony's hand to a 3D printed device that he was able to wear in his hand. And he started wearing it in practices, and then he wore it in games. And next thing we knew, he was scoring touchdowns while he was wearing it.
New episodes of the Talking Tigers podcast are released Mondays, wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe to the Talking Tigers podcast exclusively from the Auburn Sports Network.
Yellowwood knows that a 5-star backyard is the place to make lasting memories, like roasting marshmallows on a cool fall night. That's it. Turn it nice and slow. Get it toasted all. Oh, no, it's on fire. Oh, you want it on fire. Okay, that's a choice, I guess. Crunchy. For 5-star backyards and the most memorable experiences, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
Game day coverage of Auburn baseball continues now with the Butch Thompson pregame report.
First time in a couple of weeks, you get on a bus, you go to a different ballpark, and you have a walk through. These guys are ready to attack this big opportunity on the road, aren't they, this weekend?
It just feels like if you're coaching Auburn or really all 16 schools, if you're coaching any of these schools, it's you've been through it, right? You've absolutely had a moment. The last 2 games, I'm not sure that our guys can play any better than they have the last couple of baseball games. But we've had the ups and downs and the challenges, the great moments, the learning that's going into this season. So I think if you're coaching any team in our league, you're at this halfway point. And like our journey here, how difficult this is going to be. This is, I think the last 5 weeks are going to be against top 15 teams, at least in one major poll for all 5 of these clubs. 12 of these 15 next games are going to be on the road. So we better get comfortable with that immediately. And we did. We had a great practice last night, but this is turn it loose time. This isn't time for feelings. If we beat somebody up big time, it's only one game. We got to get back tomorrow. If you lose a heartbreaker or win a heartbreaker, you got to get right back into tomorrow's game. And, if they kick our teeth in, we got to get right back out. So there's really no more of this up and down deal. You're just turning it loose for 5 weeks and staying with these guys. Our guys have worked hard enough. I love them enough. They've learned enough lessons. And it's just time to absolutely turn it loose. And whatever happens one day, just get back invested in the next day and keep punching, because they better play in the big leagues, these guys, because they're never going to get a better experience or an opportunity of a run of games like this at this level. I'm as excited as I've ever been for a stretch run or a second half or whatever you want to call it. I am not going to miss this, and I want as many people around me in my circle to understand that, believe it, and absolutely turn it loose for the second half.
Andres Alvarez has earned the confidence and excitement of his teammates and his coaches as he gets set to start this series out for you tonight. What are some keys for him against this Florida lineup offensively?
Yeah, I think it's in terms of turning it loose. I think it's more about him. He just goes out and competes. If I could take all his 3 ball counts away from him, I'd do that. But he's grown by leaps and bounds, and the stuff's been undeniable. But just that competitive spirit, that's the consistency that we ask for Alvarez. And then, hey, let the chips fall where they may. But this is going to take all of us effort. You must play offense here, and that's not pressure on our offense. I mean, we've absolutely played it the last 2 days, but this is nothing but a spring training ballpark. If you haven't been to Gainesville and seen this new beautiful ballpark, it's a spring training site. It is absolutely, from that, if you're watching on TV tonight, that flag in left center field, a visitor's bullpen, and then right field toward the scoreboard. I mean, this ball travels. So, we got to be able to stay ahead of them, not keep up with them. So we got to play offense. The infield grass is tight like you would think it is. It heats up all day long, and so the ball just explodes and gets through the infield. Ground balls, putting the ball in play the way we've done recently by eliminating strikeouts. But then, wait, coach, now we're about to go to, 95 plus, and that's true. But still, to have success is put the ball in play, because it's a very offensive setup. We feel like, we got to play offense. You just got to play good in all 3 phases. Another top 10 team, and I expect the same from them. So it's pretty exciting. But it'll take Alvarez. It'll take maybe Jackson Sanders, Hetzler. It's kind of what we're thinking tonight to kind of be in a key if we can get those balls going, pass the baton properly. Hopefully Petro didn't just throw a complete game and our offense did a good job making it a 10-inning game. Maybe that allows Jackson to just run, because the one thing to be watching for is maybe the heat in the series, but playing tonight shouldn't be a factor. One of the things I'm watching for, this is the first time this year where all of our starters are being shortened by 1 day. So a Jackson Sanders, a Hetzler, just overall meaning our bullpen, if we're going to have success here on the road this weekend, I think our bullpen is going to pitch more innings and be a bigger factor.
Cannot wait to watch the guys out there. Coach, all the best tonight. War Eagle.
War Eagle.
Children's of Alabama reminds you that every child's head injury should be treated like a serious injury until a doctor says it's not. The CDC estimates some 4 million sports and recreation-related concussions occur each year. Even a minor fall or collision may be a concern. Symptoms typically include headaches, unsteadiness, confusion, or sleepiness. To find out what to do in case of a suspected concussion, visit childrensal.org/concussion and always dial 911 in case of an emergency.
At BritBox, character is everything. Stream the iconic characters defining British TV on BritBox, including Ludwig.
I think I might just have solved a murder.
Vera.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Agatha Christie's Poirot.
Bonjour.
And more beloved favourites.
I'm a policeman.
I'm a professional. I'm a Time Lord.
And the Duchess of York.
Once you know them, you never quite forget them.
I ain't being vain. I just am special.
Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Watch with a free trial today at BritBox.com.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Yellowwood knows that a 5-star backyard is the place to make lasting memories, like roasting marshmallows on a cool fall night. That's it. Turn it nice and slow. Get it toasted all. Oh, no, it's on fire. Oh, you want it on fire. Okay, that's a choice, I guess. Crunchy. For 5-star backyards and the most memorable experiences, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
The starting lineups are presented by Yellowwood brand pressure treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
We will start with the home team, the Florida Gators, coached by Kevin O'Sullivan. They are 27-11 overall, 9-6 in SEC play. And here is their lineup. Kyle Jones, the center fielder, is the leadoff hitter. He's followed by their home run leader, shortstop Brendan Lawson. Ethan Surowick is the third baseman. He'll hit third. The catcher, Carson Bowen, is the cleanup hitter. Blake Sir, the left fielder, bats fifth. Hitting sixth at first base, it's Landon Stripling. Batting seventh, the second baseman, Cade Curlin. The DH is Cole Stanford. He will hit eighth. And Hayden Yost gets the call in right field. He bats ninth. Again, for the Gators, it's Jones, Lawson, Surowick, Bowen, Sir, Stripling, Curlin, Stanford, and Yost. Now for the Auburn Tigers, 25-11. Butch Thompson squad 8-7 in SEC play. No Bristol Carter in the lineup tonight for the Tigers. He is day-to-day with an illness. Chris Rembert is at second base. He will lead things off for the Tigers tonight. The catcher, Chase Fralick, hits second. And batting third and playing third, it's Eric Guevara. Bub Terrell replaces Carter in center field. He bats cleanup tonight. Logan Gregorio is the DH. He bats fifth. Hitting sixth in right field, it's Ethan Bingaman. Eddie Madrigal is at first base. He's batting seventh. Hitting eighth at short, it's Brandon McCrane. And Mason McCrane starts in left field. He bats ninth. Again for the Tigers, it's Rembert, Fralick, Guevara, Terrell, Gregorio, Bingaman, Madrigal, McCrane, and McCrane. One of the best pitchers in the country a year ago as a freshman, Aiden King for the Gators. He will throw tonight's first pitch. And that lineup of Rembert, Fralick, and Guevara, we'll see what they can get going against the sophomore right-hander. We'll get things underway from Gainesville after one final pregame timeout. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Download the Auburn Athletics app, powered by War Eagle Mobile. Buy tickets, be a part of game day giveaways, shop the latest Auburn gear, and manage your War Eagle Plus subscription. And listen to every broadcast from the Auburn Sports Network, even when multiple games are happening simultaneously on the official mobile app of Auburn Athletics. Download it now.
Alabama Power is here for you when big storms hit, but we're also here for the little things. We're there to get the coffee started, to make sure everyone's ready for school, for midday dance breaks, and evening entertainment. We're also there to help you save on all that energy with easy-to-use tips, tools, and efficiency programs. So enjoy these moments.
Kids, movie night.
And we'll do the rest. Visit alabamapower.com and follow us on social to learn more.
Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Wind Creek Casino, where the action never stops. Hottest games, loosest spins, more ways to win. We've got the highest payouts and the most epic rewards. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner. Wind Creek Casino, Find your winning moment. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Children's of Alabama reminds you that every child's head injury should be treated like a serious injury until a doctor says it's not. The CDC estimates some 4 million sports and recreation-related concussions occur each year. Even a minor fall or collision may be a concern. Symptoms typically include headaches, unsteadiness, confusion, or sleepiness. To find out what to do in case of a suspected concussion, visit childrensal.org/concussion and always dial 911 in case of an emergency.
We are getting ready for baseball in Gainesville, Florida. The Gators have taken the field. Auburn getting ready to hit. Defensively, here's what the Florida alignment looks like. It's Blake Sear in left field, Kyle Jones in center, Hayden Yost in right. Along the infield, Ethan Surwick is at third, Brendan Lawson at short, Cade Kurland, veteran second baseman, and at first it's Landon Stripling. Carson Bowen does the catching for Aiden King. Before we give you his numbers, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. King, 6'2", 205, sophomore right-hander from Jacksonville, Florida. He is 5-2 in 9 starts this year, 1.74 earned run average, 46 2/3 innings, 33 hits, 17 runs, only 9 earned. He has walked 11, struck out 47. He has hit 4 batters, thrown 3 wild pitches, and teams are hitting 194 against Aiden King. He's given up 4 doubles, a triple, and a home run. In his last 2 starts, he has gone 7+ innings. In fact, those in SEC play. And last year, Florida won 6 of his final 7 outings of the season en route to unanimous freshman All-American honors. It'll be Rembert, Freilich, and Guevara to get it started against Aiden King. Weather forecast, first pitch weather forecast is brought to you by Jackson Services. 86 degrees, sunny skies. You got a few high white clouds in the distance, but it is a gorgeous, gorgeous day. 86, maybe a slight breeze out of the south-southwest between 5 and 10 miles an hour. Temperatures will fall into the mid-70s by the time that we are finished here tonight. So Rembert, Freilich, and Guevara, our game, one of only 2 involving SEC teams on the docket tonight. Georgia opens its series at Arkansas in a little more than an hour. Everything else starts tomorrow. So glad that you're with us. Auburn in the road gray jerseys, blue numerals and letters, orange trim. Florida in the home white jerseys, blue numerals or blue letters and orange numerals. King winds and fires, and the first pitch is fouled away, fouled it off the knob of the bat, did Chris Rembert. So 0-1 to Rembert, who's in the leadoff spot tonight. Bristol Carter out day-to-day with an illness. Rembert checked his swing, fouled it off the knob of the bat. Here's King's 0-1. Way outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball is the primary pitch. He'll throw it in the low 90s. That fastball at 92 from King. Shrugs his shoulders, goes into the wind off the right side of the rubber and fires and gets a strike. It's 1-2 to Rembert. Fastball, splitter, slider, changeup. Outfield is straight away. Shadows covering first and third base and the mound in the home plate area. Everybody else in the sunlight. Here's the 1-2 to Rembert. This down and away with a slider. It's 2-2. He uses the slider and the changeup just to keep teams off of the fastball. But that is his primary pitch. Talking about King earlier today, some describe him as a throwback style of pitcher. Here's the 2-2. Rembert bounces one back up the middle, and they had him played that way. Kurland grabs it behind the bag at second and throws on to get Rembert at first for the out. So Rembert is retired for the first out of the ball game, and Chase Freilich is the hitter. Freilich batting .319 on the year. half a dozen homers, 27 driven in, leads the team with a dozen doubles. And a lot of right-handed pitchers for Florida. Means the left-handed hitters for Auburn going to have some chances to do some damage this weekend. Fralick digs in, the first pitch to him. Misses downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Just underway. Top of the first. 1 out, nobody on. Top 10 matchup. Line by King, the pitch. Miss low. 2 balls, no strikes. Fralick. On base percentage at .440. He's walked 22 times this year. See what he gets at 2-0. Typically, King has gone fastball here, the pitch. And he does. And it's flied into left center field. Pretty good carry. That ball is back. Still going. Reaching up. Can't make the catch. Sear tried to get it in left center. He could not. It dropped on the warning track, bounced against the wall, and it is a 1-out double for Chase Fralick, his team leading 13th double of the season. He sat fastball on a 2-0 count and got one and drove it the other way. So Fralick is aboard and quickly a man in scoring position for Eric Guevara. Guevara, over Auburn's last 8 games, over that 8-game homestand, he hit .600. He was 18 for 30. 3 homers, 3 doubles. He drove in 7 runs. And he's got a gap in left center. First pitch to him, a good cut at a fastball fouled back. That one at 91. On the year, Guevara is hitting .378, 7 home runs. He's driven in 28. Auburn's top batting average overall and in league play. King delivers, and it's popped up. Right side, he got a breaking ball, and he got under it. First baseman back. Now he's called off, and it drops. Drops between 3 players. Stripling at first, Kurland at second, and Yost from right field. All came in, and the ball just dropped right between the 3 of them. Nobody called it off. Yost in right field was not the starter for most of the year. A couple of weeks ago, they lost their starting right fielder. Yost has been platooning with another player. That perhaps should have been his ball. Stripling, the first baseman, was out there earliest, but at the end of the day, nobody called it off, and Auburn has runners at the corners. With 1 out for Bub Terrell. Fralick to third, Guevara at first. 2 on, 1 out. Nobody touched it, but they'll rule it an error. Now here's Bub. King delivers. First pitch is high. 1 ball, no strikes. Christopher Griffin calling the balls and strikes tonight behind home plate. Clint Lawson is at first. Michael Snover at second. And Jeremy Dupree is at third base. That's where Fralick gets his lead. 1-0 pitch. Terrell swings and fouls it back. Slider at 84 coming into the big left-handed hitter. That has been changed now to a single for Guevara. So his average will bump up a few more points. Big hole on the right side for Bub as they hold Guevara on. Pretty big hole on the left side, too, as they play him up the middle. He takes a strike. Burrell may have thought it was high. Fastball 92. And now King ahead in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Bub hitting .295 for the year. Team leading 8 home runs. He's driven in 25. From the stretch, King fires and misses outside 2-2. Auburn looking to do damage in the first inning. Tigers have scored more runs in the first and 5th innings this year. Those are the big 2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Terrell. Swing and a miss. He got it. Beat him with a fastball. Terrell is down on strikes, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. Strikeout number 48 for King this year. He's averaging just over thousandths of a percentage point over 1 strikeout an inning. In SEC play, That's his 31st strikeout. And he's pitched exactly 30 innings in the league. 16, make it 18 hits allowed now in league play in those 30 innings. He's trying to keep Auburn off the board as Logan Gregorio steps in. First pitch to Gregorio is a called strike at the knees, 0-1. Getting a throwback because he's reliant on the fastball. Its location. He'll showcase the others. He's primarily just an old school fastball pitcher and a good one. Runners at the corners for the Tigers here in the first inning. The pitch. Swing, ground ball, left side, and through. A little dribbler through into left field. Gregorio finds a hole, and Auburn leads 1-0. 13th RBI of the season for Logan Gregorio. His 4th hit in conference play gives Auburn an early lead. 0-1, tried to jam him with a fastball. And he just punched it out there, about a 7-hopper that turned into a roller under Sirowick's glove. So Freilich scores, Guevara down to second, and Ethan Bingaman the batter. Righty versus righty with 2 on and 2 out. Wind blows across from right to left. The first pitch to Bingaman is a breaking ball that missed high, 1-0. Seen the slider a couple of times. Don't know if we've seen the changeup yet from King. Bingaman's hitting .295, 3 homers, 19 driven in. The pitch. Swing and a tapper off to the left, off to the Auburn dugout. A lot of folks on the berm down the third base left field line on beach towels, hanging out there on the grass. It is not a capacity crowd tonight. 1-1 pitch to Bingaman. Swing and a fly ball left field, over, diving, and making the catch is Sear. My goodness. He took away extra bases from Bingaman and 2 runs from Auburn. He wasn't playing particularly deep, and he had to extend fully to make a diving catch. That is a fantastic play by Sear in left field. A great swing by Bingaman, but a better defensive play by Sear. And that's it for Auburn in the first inning. But the Tigers get a run on 3 hits off the Gator ace. No errors and a couple stranded. It's Auburn 1, Florida coming to bat against Andreas Alvarez when we come back. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factor, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter. Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Wynn Creek Casino, where the action never stops. Hottest games, loosest spins, more ways to win. We've got the highest payouts and the most epic rewards. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner. Wind Creek Casino. Find your winning moment. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Well, a run for Auburn, a run for Andreas Alvarez as the sophomore right-hander takes the mound. Tigers did it on 3 hits and very easily could have had another. A good start against the Florida ace, and now it's time for Auburn's series opener to get things going. Andreas Alvarez, 5'11", 199, sophomore right-hander, Seminole, Florida. He's 6-1 this year with a 1.24 earned run average. 8 starts, 43 2/3 innings. 30 hits, 10 runs, only 6 of them earned, 15 walks and 60 strikeouts. Teams are batting 197 against Andreas Alvarez. Mason McCrane in left, Terrell in center, Bingaman in right. Third to first, it's Guevara, Brandon McCrane, Rembert, Madrigal, and Freilich behind the plate. Kyle Jones ready to step in. Right-handed hitter for the Gators. He is their leader in doubles, runs scored, and stolen bases. The leadoff man takes a fastball for a strike. 94 on that fastball from Alvarez. Jones hitting .329, 3 homers, 27 driven in. He's stolen 16 bases, and he fouls another fastball off to the right, 0-2. Condren Family Ballpark. We went a big facelift, 3 years. We were here year one. That was the 23 season. Pitch slider misses down and away. Auburn won the first game of that series, just an offensive explosion. Florida came back to win the next 2. Capacity listed at 7,000. Now time called, and they're going to move Lawson over to the on-deck circle. He was cheating back behind a little bit. Shadows creep over the ballpark. Here is the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with a breaking ball sweeping away, and Jones is down on strikes. Strikeout number 1 for Alvarez. K-counter presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number 1. Now here's Brendan Lawson. What a year he is having. Batting .347. The team leader with 11 home runs. Second on the team with 34 RBIs, and he's stolen 9 bases. Straight upright batting stance pitch. Missed down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. His feet are bunched together. As we look at it from behind the plate, it is the near left corner of the batter's box. And his hands are up like he's reaching high into the sky. The pitch, strike on the inside corner. He's gone in and in on the first 2 pitches of the sequence to Lawson. He's hitting about 100 points lower in conference play. Left-handed hitting shortstop, batting .250 in the league. 2 of his 11 homers have come against SEC arms. The pitch, missed down and in with the slider. It's 2-1. And he's gotten the attention of pitchers around the league. He's walked 15 times in SEC games alone. So he's averaging a walk a game in conference play. The pitch, a little bit down, and now it's 3-1 to Lawson. Hitters count. Auburn plays the shift against him, even on 3-1. Here's the wind in the delivery. Swing, hit hard. Oh, picked by Brembert. No, he didn't get it. It's off his glove and into shallow right field. I thought Chris had it. I think Chris thought he had it. That was hit like a missile straight to Rembert in the shift. And he got the glove on it, but, man, if you told me he had a hole in his glove, it was hit that hard. Just smoked. It's a base hit for Lawson. And a runner at first and 1 out for Sirowick. Sirowick hitting .317 on the year. He's got 7 home runs. First pitch to him down and away and blocked by Fralick, 1-0. Leads the team with 38 RBIs. Lawson has found his way on base a bunch this year, even when he hasn't hit homers. On base of .553, and that goes up now. Throw to first, a little soft toss over there. Auburn's infield plays Sirowick to pull. There's a lot of room on the right side. Rembert shaded near the bag at second. Outfield straight away. Dealing with some sun a little in right and in center, and that bounces up and gets away from Fralick, and Lawson takes second. It's a wild pitch for Alvarez, and a count 2-0 on Sirowick. So Lawson is in scoring position, and Sirowick to the plate with a 2-0 count. He's hitting .345 this year with runners in scoring position. Alvarez battling through this first inning. Tigers lead 1-0. Gators trying to tie it up here in the first. 2-0 pitch. Off speed, slow roller, left side. McCrane charges, fields, throws, low, but stretch and catch by Madrigal at first for the out. A nice play by Eddie to stretch up the line a little bit and gather the throw from McCrane. Down to third goes Lawson, but now 2 are out. And now Carson Bowen is the hitter. Bowen hitting .252. 3 homers. He's driven in 17. .236 in league play. And he's got the tying run down at third here in the first inning. Pitch. Swing and a miss. High fastball. He swung so hard his momentum carried him into the left-handed batter's box. Big swing by Bowen. Right-handed hitter. Alvarez looks over at third. Runner parked there. And the right-hander off the wind deals and misses high. 1 ball, 1 strike. 14 pitches here in the first inning for Alvarez. Trying to leave a runner stranded at third. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball in for a strike. 12-6 curve drops in on Bowen, and now it's 1-2. A 1-out missile by Lawson that got by Rembert's glove. Sandwiched between a ground out and a strikeout. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a high fly ball left field. Foul ground. Guevara runs and gets a glove on it, but can't make the catch looking back. He was trying to get himself in position for an over-the-shoulder catch, but it dropped too fast for him to be able to do that. Back to the plate, got the glove on it, but couldn't see it in. Really difficult play for Guevara to try to make, and he was the only guy with a chance. So it's still 1-2. Bowen, 2 of his 3 homers have come in league play. He's driven in 6 in conference games. Alvarez is 1-2. Swing, line down the left field line. That is fair. And into the corner. It's an RBI for Bowen. He's headed for second. The throw from McCrane is late. It's a stand-up RBI double for Carson Bowen, and we're tied at 1 in the first inning. Well, Auburn doubled and then brought him home with a single. Florida singled and brought him in with a double. Bowen's 18th RBI of the year. And Lawson scored. The wild pitch certainly a factor there that allowed him to get to second. He may have scored on a double anyway, but first pitch up and in, tried to check his swing, and he did, says Clint Lawson at first. Blake Sear batting .322. He's hit 4 homers and driven in 30. Runner at second, 2 outs, pitch. High fly ball up and in, fastball again. He turned on it, sent it way foul. 1-1. Alvarez had a chance to get out of the inning in under 20 pitches. Instead, a game-tying double in the first inning. And off we go. Alvarez deals. Curveball in for strike 2. It buckled Sears' knees. Started up and in just like the first 2 fastballs, then broke right over the plate. And Sear gets right on top of the plate. Here's the 1-2. Off speed, missed outside, 2-2. Couldn't get the chase. Stripling would be next. There are 2 outs in the inning. Bottom of the first, 1-1. From the stretch, Alvarez delivers. Hit him. Tried to get that inside corner with a fastball, and instead he got Sear with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Hit him in the lower half. And that extends the inning even more. Butch Thompson talked about this in our pregame visit. First time this year that these guys are moved up a day. It wouldn't be unreasonable for the starters to be a little shorter than they've been. And immediately Jackson Sanders trots down from the dugout. He's headed to the Auburn bullpen. Meeting on the mound is Fralick. Went out to buy some time. It's 22 pitches now for Alvarez. A double and a hit batter after the second out was recorded. And now Landon Stripling, number 6 hitter in the order, to the plate. He's seen a little less action in SEC plays, 4 for 19 in conference games. Left-handed hitter with runners at first and second and 2 outs. 1-1, bottom of the first. Pitch. Almost hit him, got by the catcher all the way to the backstop, or nearly to the backstop, and the runners advance. It's another wild pitch in this first inning. So Bowen to third, Sear to second, and a base hit scores a pair. Dre typically has 1 inning like this. And after he's able to lock in the pitch, fouled back, big cut by Stripling. A ball and a strike. Runners get their lead from second and third. Stripling hitting 300 with guys in scoring position. Grounds one back to the pitcher. Alvarez handles the comebacker and flips to first for the out, and the inning is over without any further damage, but it's a 24-pitch inning for Alvarez. Gators do tie it up. They get a run on 2 hits. No errors. And 2 stranded in scoring position. Well, that was the first inning. Hang on tight if we have 8 more like that. 1-1 our score through 1. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Alabama Power is here for you when big storms hit, but we're also here for the little things. We're there to get the coffee started, to make sure everyone's ready for school, for midday dance breaks, and evening entertainment. We're also there to help you save on all that energy with easy-to-use tips, tools, and efficiency programs. So enjoy these moments.
Kids, movie night.
And we'll do the rest. Visit alabamapower.com and follow us on social to learn more.
Let's be honest, senior living shouldn't feel senior, and it's definitely not all about yelling, bingo! At Atlas Senior Living, we focus on great care, great people, and yes, great days. And no one telling you you can't have dessert before dinner. Well, maybe once. And with locations throughout the Southeast, chances are there's an Atlas community closer than you think. Atlas Senior Living, exceptional care, even better living. Visit atlasseniorliving.com to find a community near you and schedule a tour today.
1-1 our score. A long first inning and a lot going on in that first inning as both teams were able to get some hits against the series openers for the opponent. Auburn scored a run on 3 hits. Florida scored a run on 2 and a hit batter. Both teams stranded a couple in the first inning. So let's see if these 2 starters settle in a little bit beyond the first inning, or if the hits continue. Tigers have the bottom third of the order. Madrigal, McCrane, and McCrane due up. Eddie batting .265 on the year. Still looking for his first Auburn home run. First pitch to him. Misses low. Fastball at 92. 1 ball, no strikes. A Chase Freilich double. He came home to score on a Logan Gregorio single in the first inning. Pitch to Madrigal. That's a breaking ball over for a strike. 1-1. Madrigal, 2 RBIs on the years, hitting .308 in conference play. 1-1 pitch. Fastball downstairs. 2-1. Still looking for folks to file on in. It just may on a Thursday night not be a capacity crowd tonight. Nearly 7:30 local time. Here's the pitch. Madrigal takes that upstairs. It's 3-1. And we'll see if he sits fastball. Freilich got an advantage count, a 2-0 count, looked fastball, and he doubled on it last inning. Here's the 3-1 to Madrigal. Fastball, right side, on the ground. Stop made by Kirkland. Curlin throws to first for the out. Cade Curlin, veteran second baseman. Had a long way to go, but had time to get there. A slow bouncing ball through the thick grass of the infield, and then Curlin able to get it before it got to right. He threw out Madrigal for the first out. Well, the first inning started with a ground out to second. Second inning starts the same way. Here's Brandon McCrane. McCrane in Auburn's last 4 games is 9 for 13 with 6 runs scored. He's been hit a couple of times. He has gotten on base a bunch. First pitch to him, catches the outside corner, strike 1. Third baseman, Surowick, even with the bag, well off the line for the right-handed hitter. Here's the pitch. Fastball, strike 2 at the knees, bottom part of the zone. And quickly King ahead of McCrane, 0-2. Brandon's average back up to 378. The wind and the pitch. Fouled away. 0-2. One out, nobody on, second inning. Second inning presented by Auburn Bank, champions of youth. 6'2" right-hander King fires. And it's lined back up the middle toward the second baseman Curlin, who throws to first for the out. That one almost took King's head off. Hot shot back up the middle and slicing with a little bit of slice away, and King dodged it. Curlin was right there to grab it. 2 up, 2 down. Now Mason McCrane to the plate. Mason trying to get a 2-out base hit, keep the inning going. Pitch misses. Oh, no, it didn't miss. It caught the bottom part of the zone, 0-1. Trying to thwart a 1-2-3 inning. 6'6" freshman McCrane batting .290 on the year. The pitch. That's downstairs and inside, 1-1. Shadows keep growing across the ballpark. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a fly ball to right center field. He got under it. Jones over from center to make the catch, and the inning is over. That's an easy 1-2-3 inning. 3 up, 3 down go the Tigers in the second. Tied at 1. We go to the bottom of the second when we come back. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
At Affordable Comfort Cooling Systems and Plumbing, we believe our work is more than just AC and plumbing repairs. It's about serving people with integrity and care. As a Christian-owned company, we take Colossians 3:23 to heart. Whatever you do, work at it all with your heart, as working for the Lord, not for men. That's why at ACCS and Plumbing, we do the job right the first time and always stand behind our work. As a proud Ream dealer, we're committed to offering top-quality products and faith-driven values. Give us a call today or visit accsauburn.com to learn more. That's accsauburn.com.
Number 12084. Keeping your money in a traditional savings account is like using the Yellow Pages instead of Google. Outdated and slow. Skip the small, slow returns and put your money to work with the Max Elevate Money Market. You get all the same security of a savings account, plus the ability to earn even more on your money. Get started at mymax.com/elevate or call us at 260-2600. Certain restrictions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
One as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Andreas Alvarez, 24 pitches in the first frame. Looking back at his last road start a year ago, that came at Texas. He gave up 4 runs on 5 hits in 1 inning of work at Texas. He had started games at home against LSU and Alabama and appeared in games at Georgia and Kentucky. But his first start on the road in the league last year came at Texas. They roughed him up pretty good in the first inning. Here tonight, he gave up a run on 2 hits and hit a batter in the first. And now he's got the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the second. Cade Curlin, the senior second baseman. He's the only player from either side that also started the game here in 2023, the opener of that series. First pitch, breaking ball, strike to him, 0-1. Wind and the delivery. Bounced outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Curlin hitting .247 overall and .244 in league play. So consistency. Couple of home runs, 14 driven in. The pitch. Breaking ball, strike 2. Front door slider from Alvarez. Outfield is straight away. It's 330 down the lines. 380 in the gaps and 400 to straightaway center. Fastball from Alvarez misses low. He ran that one up there at 95, but was downstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bub Terrell, a couple of steps toward left center from straightaway center. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul back. Another fastball. See if he sets him up now for either the change or the slider away. 30 pitches for Alvarez. We're in the second with nobody out, nobody on. Dre delivers. Swing and a bouncing ball foul. Tried the curveball. And Curlin was out in front. "12 of the next 15 on the road starting tonight. And all 5 SEC series remaining are against ranked teams. The pitch. Curveball hit to third. Guevara has it head high on a hop. Pats and throws for the out. So Alvarez wins that battle. And there's one away in the second. 6 straight wins for Alvarez dating back to March 3rd. Wins over Kentucky, Arkansas, South Alabama, Georgia Tech, UAB, and Samford. Now here's Cole Stanford. First pitch to him on the outside corner. Off-speed delivery for a strike, 0-1. Stanford hitting .234 for the year, half a dozen homers and 14 RBIs. Batting .162 in league play with a couple of long balls. Pitch missed outside, 1-1. King was able to get Auburn in order in the second, the bottom third. Alvarez trying to do likewise. Dre with a long look. Now he's ready. Winds and delivers. Curveball, strike 2. The wind is still. It was blowing right to left earlier. Here's the 1-2. Off the end of the bat, sliced away over toward the Gator dugout. Beautiful weather expected all 3 games of the series. Hot weather expected here for the middle of April in Gainesville. Alvarez to the plate, swung on and missed. He pulled the string and got Stanford swinging. Second strikeout for Alvarez. K-Counter presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number 1. 89 was the high today. Tomorrow's high, 92 with clear skies. Saturday's high, 92 with clear skies. Steamy. 2 outs. Hayden Yost, the batter. He has made the most of his opportunities this year and bounces one against the shift left side and into left center field. Yost went up there swinging at the first pitch. Auburn played the shift against him, and he hit it past the vacated shortstop spot. A 2-out single. And that turns the lineup over for Jones. He struck out last inning. Alvarez struck out Jones. Now he throws to first, runner back. Yost, 1 stolen base, 1 try. Big hole on the right. They throw to first and throw it away. Extra bases here for Yost. It's a long way to get the ball. He's going to try for third, and he's going to get there. That is a 2-base throwing error by Alvarez on a pickoff attempt. There is a lot of room in foul territory at this ballpark. In fact, the park itself looks like it's kind of small. One of the reasons why there is so much room in foul ground. And once that ball got by Madrigal, Yost could jog to third. Eddie, Chris, Bingham, all three trying to race it down. And nothing doing. So here's the pitch. Little bit up. Off-speed pitch to Jones. 1 ball, no strikes. Now a base hit gives Florida the lead. And here's Everett Tiefert. Tiefert out of the dugout to try to settle down his sophomore right-hander back in his home state. And it's one of those settle-down conversations. Coach Tiefert put the arm on the shoulder, the hand on the shoulder immediately. Try to get him locked back in here. Going to have to score in this game. It's already each team with 3 hits. And in this ballpark, you're going to need the offense pretty consistently throughout the game. Meeting on the mound over. And now Alvarez goes back to work against Jones. 1 ball, no strikes. Wind in the pitch. Missed outside, 2-0. You want to see Lawson leading off the next inning. Wind picks up toward left, the pitch. Off speed, swung on and missed. Jones was looking fastball there. He got the breaking ball, the slow curve. Gators, like Auburn, have put up big offensive numbers in back-to-back games. Here's the wind and the delivery. Another curve. Ooh, just missed a little bit high. And now it's 3-1. Hitters count to the Gator leadoff man. 1-1 our score. Yost at third. 2 outs. See if Dre could strand someone else at third. He stranded him at second, third last inning. 3-1 pitch. Fastball, steer right 2. Jones may have been taken all the way there. So let's see what Alvarez gives him on his 44th pitch of the night. Payoff pitch. 2 outs, 2nd inning. Pitch is on the way. Swung, lifted into right field. Bingaman tracks it and catches it for the 3rd out. So again, Alvarez labors a bit, but gets out of the 2nd with no damage, no runs. A 2-out hit, a 2-out, 2-base error. But 1 runner stranded at 3rd. We're tied at 1 through 2 innings in Gainesville. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric, and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
You've created a comfortable home office. Now let Carrier provide the cash bonus. For a limited time, you can claim up to $1,550 in cool cash rebates on a qualified Carrier home comfort system. There's never been a better time to upgrade to year-round premium comfort and energy saving. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Back to the ballpark for more Auburn baseball.
1-1 ball game as we go to the 3rd. Top of the order due up for Auburn. It's Rembert, Freilich, and Guevara. Three other games involving ranked teams across college baseball tonight. BYU beat number 23 Arizona State 19-9 earlier. And Clemson leads 9th-ranked Virginia 2-0 in Charlottesville in the 2nd. Those on the Yellowwood scoreboard. Number 5 Georgia plays at 16th-ranked Arkansas. We got about 20 minutes before first pitch in that matchup. Keep you posted on the SEC scores throughout the game on the Yellowwood scoreboard. Third inning underway. Pitch bounces up there to Rembert. 1 ball, no strikes. Rembert bounced to second his first time. A bouncing ball back up the middle, and they had him played up the middle. And that's where they have him played now. Curlin shaded toward the bag. Not an exaggerated pull defense. Here's the 1-0. Rembert swings and misses. That was the changeup. One of the first times we've seen the change, if not the first time. Second time through the order. So he reaches down into that bag for something new. Here's the wind and King's pitch. Called strike 2. Went back to the fastball. And he's ahead, a ball and 2 strikes. Rembert 9 for 18 since the start of the Kentucky series. In the leadoff spot tonight, here's the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a little dribbler, left side foul. Missed the beginning. Bristol Carter out of the lineup tonight, day-to-day with an illness. Hopefully back in there soon. In the meantime, Rembert back in the leadoff spot. He played there a lot last year. On his way to freshman All-American honors. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, high fastball. Rembert down on strike. That is the second strikeout for King. 1 away in the third, and that's 5 in a row set down by the Florida starter. Freilich to the plate. Doubled and scored in the first inning. They play him to pull in the outfield. The center fielder, Jones, probably 8 to 10 feet over toward right center. The double went to the left center field wall in the first inning. Freilich takes a first pitch fastball for a strike, 0-1. The low strike appears to be there tonight for Christopher Griffin. King in the wind. He deals. And misses low and in. 1-1. Certainly looks comfortable out there now with nobody on base. Trying to settle into the rocking chair here in the third inning. Holds the glove up into the wind. His 1-1 pitch. Swing and a drive down the right field line and deep. Will it stay fair? It will not. He just missed a 360-foot home run by feet. By feet, it was foul. Got a pitch middle in. Instead, it's a noisy strike, 1-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a pop-up. Left side of the infield. Sirowick is called off by Lawson, the shortstop. And he makes the catch for the second out. So 1 pitch after Freilich drove it about 360 feet, but just a couple feet foul. He pops up. And that's 6 in a row retired by King. Here's Guevara. Guevara, another hit. His last time up. It was a high pop to shallow right center. First baseman, second baseman, right fielder all converged, but nobody called anybody else off, and the ball dropped. That was in the first inning. Guevara takes the ball low to start this sequence, 1-0. Threw him a slider, missed down. Let's see if he goes back to the slider here, tries to bring it up. Nobody on, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. He did try to go with the slider again, but he missed down and away, 2-0. See if Guevara looks fastball. The pitch. Missed inside. They'll appeal. Clint Lawson confirms he didn't swing. 3-0. Guevara's raised his average 70 points over the last 10 games. 3-0 pitch. There's a strike, a high strike called, and Guevara had tossed his bat away. That fastball at 93. The high strike hasn't been there tonight. The low strike has. Guevara really, you never see him do that. Here's the 3-1. Tapped into the ground, foul at the plate, and now the count's full. Guevara's got a lot of room in left and left center. They play him to go the other way in the outfield. Straight away on the infield. King trying to work back-to-back 1-2-3 innings. The 3-2 pitch to Guevara. Ground or a little pop. No, a little grounder back to the pitcher. Funny hop right in front of the plate, right to King, who throws out Guevara easily. And the inning is over. 7 in a row set down by Florida's ace. We're tied at 1 as we go to the bottom of the third inning in Gainesville. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Here's a clip from a recent Talking Tigers podcast with Andy Burcham.
Auburn University Board of Trustee member Bob Dumas.
My senior year, where we won it, was at Burning Tree in Decatur. Had some great teammates and great players, and it just all came together that week. We had been close. We had had a good year. We'd won several tournaments and felt like we had the capacity and the courage to do it. And we did. I think more as was a very joyous time, of course, being the first. But I think later on, as you grow older, you begin to appreciate and value that much more.
New episodes of the Talking Tigers podcast are released Mondays wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe to the Talking Tigers podcast exclusively from the Auburn Sports Network.
One to one as we move to the bottom of the third inning. The third inning, of course, is presented by the Vance Law Firm. And at the Vance Law Firm, they say dial 3 for me, 334-333-3333. Lawson, Sirowick, and Bowen, the 2-3-4 hitters for Florida, due up here against Andreas Alvarez. Nightfall is upon us here. Lights are on. Shadows are gone as the sun is set. And we've just got a pleasant evening for baseball here in the Sunshine State. Lawson, the batter, he singled, got to second on a wild pitch, and scored on Bowen's double in the first inning. Would love to see an exit velocity on his hit in the first inning. An absolute scorcher to and just past Rembert at second in the shift. And Auburn starts in the shift. First pitch misses outside, 1-0. Alvarez, 45 pitches through 2 innings and a 1-0 start to Lawson. Kicks and delivers. Off speed, in for a strike. 1-1. They pitched Lawson in the first inning. They pitched him middle away to start this at bat here in the third. Here's the pitch. Missed the inside corner with a fastball, 2-1. Florida took 2 of 3 from Georgia in Athens over the weekend. Won the first one 8-2, lost Saturday's game 5-1, won the finale 13-7. Pitch. Curveball, strike 2. Gators then beat Bethune-Cookman here Tuesday night, 13-7. Last time at home, they dropped 2 of 3 to Ole Miss. 2-2. Swing and a foul off to the Florida dugout on a breaking ball. Very early on that slow curve. And we'll do it again. They started conference play with a sweep of South Carolina, then were swept at Alabama, then swept Arkansas in Fayetteville. 2-2. Fouled back. Fastball at 96. Lawson only 27 strikeouts this year. Doesn't fan much. This is game 39 for the Gators. Here's the wind and the 2-2. A little bit up. Fastball high, and the count is full. He's walked 38 times. Here's the wind and the delivery from Alvarez. And he missed high and outside, ball 4. A leadoff walk in the third. During the break, Garrett Brewer and L.J. Cormier joined Sanders in the bullpen. Nobody's throwing right now. They just went down to occupy the pen. So here is Ethan Surowick, who grounded to short his first time. Another ground ball to short here, could be 2. Lawson, 9 stolen bases, been caught twice. Pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball blown by Surowick, 0-1. Alvarez would like to get Surowick to roll over the top of a breaking ball, perhaps. Throw to first, runner back. And this is not a team that only that pads its stolen base numbers in non-conference games and then gets more reserved in SEC games. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Another late swing at a fastball. Back-to-back heaters, and it's 0-2 on Surowick. But 4 of Lawson's 9 stolen bases have come in the league. Jones at the top of the order, 10 of his 16 in the conference. Lawson gets a short lead. Throw to first. Runner back sliding head first. Tomorrow's game time, 4:30 Central. 5:30 Eastern start. Making way for a couple of games on TV tomorrow night. So we'll be on the air at 4:15 Central. 0-2. Fastball line to center. Bub Terrell has to come on, play it on a hop. Bub started back. Didn't get a great read on it initially. If his first step, of course, your first step is back as you're taught. But if he reads that differently and takes a first step in, I think he's able to make the catch. As it is, it's an 0-2 fastball, line to straightaway center for a base hit. So the Gators got a 2-out single in the second, and now a leadoff walk followed by a single here in the third. Gators in business with nobody out. And now Bowen, the catcher who drove in the run with a double in the first inning, stands in. The first pitch to him, he shows bunt. Takes a little bit high, I think. 1 ball, no strikes. Guevara comes in on the grass at third. See if Bowen is bunting again. He is not. And instead, he takes a strike. 1-1 to the Florida catcher. The double in the first was his 7th of the year. Gators get their leads from first and second. And the pitch. It's a strike. Slider on the outside edge. Bowen flinched, didn't offer. It was a strike anyway. Now it's 1-2. Well, if he's not bunting, getting a strikeout here would be big. He's not bunting now with 2 strikes. Alvarez delivers. Gets a high pop, left side, foul territory. Fralick over, gives it a look, but it'll go well foul, well out of play. Bounces up into the section of blue chair back seats behind the Auburn dugout. Called by a Tiger fan down there. Still a ball, 2 strikes. Florida trying to take a 3rd inning lead. We're tied at 1. 2 on, nobody out. Ball and 2 strikes to Bowen. Dre put him away. The pitch. Curveball. Yes, he can put him away. Called strike 3. Big hammer from Alvarez, his 3rd strikeout of the game. K-Counter presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number 1. And that's a big first out here in the 3rd inning. Now here's Blake Sear. He was hit by a pitch his first time. Dre got ahead of Surowick 0-2 before a single to center. That time he got ahead of Bowen and put him away. Sear hit by a pitch in the first. First pitch to him here, popped up, back out of play. 0-1. Lawson is at second. Good speed there. Surowick at first. 1 out. They've hit a couple on the ground tonight, and there's a drive into left center field and deep. McCrane is back. He'll watch it go. It's a 3-run home run by Blake Sear, his 5th home run of the season. A 3-run blast, and Florida leads 4-1 just like that. On an 0-1 pitch. After the leadoff walk to Lawson, Florida has a couple of big hits in the inning when they were behind in the count. That one a no-doubter into the Auburn bullpen. Just blasted. And this is not a big crowd tonight for Florida, but they made a lot of noise on that blast by Sear. 5th home run of the year, RBIs 31, 32, and 33. Now here's Stripling, the first baseman, and the first pitch to him misses high, 1-0. Well, we said you got to have the bats going. Tigers will need to score tonight, trailing 4-1 in the third. Pitch. Downstairs, 2-0. Alvarez pitching 1-day short rest for the first time this year. And having some difficulty against the Florida hitters. Pitch up and away, 3-0. Time called. Guevara comes in. Fralick out to talk to Alvarez. And that'll get some movement in the Auburn bullpen. That'll get someone up and stretching. Four to 1 Florida here in the third inning. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. (3-0) pitch. There's a strike. 3-1. See if Stripling cuts it loose on 3-1. Left-handed hitter grounded back to Alvarez his first time. And that one is ball 4. I don't know if it got a piece of him or he jackknifed out of the way and it went all the way to the backstop. In any event, he's on. And only 1 out here in the inning. 6-man to bat in the innings, Cade Kurland. He grounded to third his first time. I believe that's L.J. Cormier throwing for the Tigers in the bullpen. 4-1. Florida leads it. They have a runner at first and only 1 out. Alvarez about to throw his 68th pitch of the evening. Pitch. Breaking ball, cut on and missed, 0-1. Kurland 0 for 1 in the stolen base department this year. Alvarez from the stretch, fires. Breaking ball, good looking pitch, didn't get the call, 1-1. Say it was up, maybe a little out. 1 in the first and 3 here in the third. A 3-run home run has given the Gators a 4-1 lead. Pitch. Breaking ball, slow roller to Guevara at third. He charges, gloves, bobbles, can't throw. Runner safe. First and second, 1 out. Would have been a really tough play anyway, but then the glove and the bobble by Guevara allowed Kurland to beat it out with no throw. Another base runner for the Gators. First and second, one out. And now here's Stanford. Stanford struck out last inning. And here's Everett Tieford, and that'll spell the end of the night for Andreas Alvarez. It's his earliest exit by far in a game this year. L.J. Cormier about to come on for Auburn. Alvarez goes 2 1/3. So far, see, they gave Kurland a single on that play. So 4 runs on 6 hits for Alvarez, a hit batter, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. 69 pitches for Alvarez. He is out, and true freshman L.J. Cormier will enter the ball game for the Tigers as Auburn makes a War Eagle Plus call to the bullpen.
Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Win Creek Casino, where the action never stops. Hottest games, loosest spins, more ways to win. We've got the highest payouts and the most epic rewards. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner. Wind Creek Casino. Find your winning moment. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's L.J. Cormier on for the Tigers, first out of the pen. Cormier, freshman from Tuscaloosa, 6'1", 173. He is Auburn's bullpen leader in strikeouts, second in innings pitched, third in appearances. This will be his 12th outing of the year. 19 innings pitched, 17 hits allowed, 7 runs, 5 earned, 6 walks, and 27 strikeouts. No record, an earned run average of 2.37. He does have a 3-inning save this year. And teams are batting .224 against L.J. Cormier. He pitched 2 innings against Kentucky in the opener of the series last week. 2 innings, 5 hits, but no runs and no walks and 4 strikeouts. Really filled up the strike zone. 42 pitches over 2 innings, 5 hits and 4 strikeouts. First time this year that Alvarez was knocked around in more than 1 inning. 2 1/3, 6 hits, 4 runs to this point, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, 2 wild pitches. Throwing error on a pickoff attempt at first. He hit a batter, gave up a double and a homer through 69 pitches, 42 for strike. So Alvarez out. And Cole Stanford, the first batter to face L.J. Cormier. Kurland at first, Stripling at second. 1 out. Pitch to Stanford. Over for strike 1. Started him with a breaking ball. 3-run homer by Blake Sear, the scoring here in the 3rd inning for Florida. The pitch. Little grounder back to Cormier. Goes to third for the force there. On to first. Runner safe. Tigers get the force there. Quick thinking by Cormier on a comebacker. Stanford on with a fielder's choice. It goes 1-5 at third to get Stripling. Kurland down to second. Stanford at first, and now the number 9 hitter, Hayden Yost. He's the 8th man to bat in the inning, and he hit against the shift last time. Slow roller to the vacated short position. Yost is now 4 for 11 against SEC pitching this year. The pitch. Bounced up there and blocked by Freilich. He throws to second. It's not caught by McCrane, but it was at least shielded and knocked down. And Rember, it was able to get it to the right of the bag before it went into center. Freilich, aggressive, trying to get Kurland at second. 1 ball, no strikes to Yost. Yost has 8 hits this year, 5 of those for extra bases, 3 homers, a couple of doubles. So a good left-handed bat, even if he's been limited. The pitch, swing, and a hard drive foul up the berm right side. Look out, kids on the beach towels, blankets. Ball in, a strike to Yost. Two of his 3 homers in the league. He's batting .242. Raised his average 23 points with his hit in the second inning. And that one all the way to the backstop. There, it hit him. It hit him on the foot on the way by. And everybody moves up, and the bases are loaded for the leadoff hitter. Florida's batted around in the third. And if Jones can get a hit here, they can really put together a big inning. Jones is 0 for 2. He has struck out, fly to right field. He was up with a runner at third and 2 outs last inning before he flied out. First pitch to him here. Curveball, low. And Fralick again knocked it down, trapped it. 1 ball, no strikes. Wind is shifted. It's blowing across left to right. Pitch. Miss the outside corner, 2-0. Tough spot here for Cormier. The freshman delivers and gets a strike. Jones was taking off-speed delivery, 2-1. Jones, the 9th man to bat for Florida here in the third. It started with a walk, a single, a strikeout, and a homer. Pitch. Missed outside, 3-1. Gators have scored 3 in the inning. They have the bases loaded now with 2 outs. Cormier's 3-1 pitch. Caught the outside corner for strike 2. Jones had already crossed the plate. Can't challenge balls and strikes in the college game. Payoff pitch due Jones. Here it is. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Boy, Cormier reached down for a little something extra there, and he got the swing and miss from Jones. And that's the third out of the inning. But Florida batted around in the third. Gators got 3 runs on 3 hits. There were 3 free passes, 2 walks, and a hit batter. The big blow, the 3-run homer by Blake Sear. No errors, and they leave them loaded. They've stranded 6 through 3 innings. Through 3, 4-1, Florida on top. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Don't miss A-Day, presented by Golden Flake, this Saturday at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Admission is free, but if you can't make it to the Plains, Auburn Sports Network coverage begins at 2 p.m. Central. Now, more Auburn baseball.
It will be the full crew at Jordan-Hare Stadium Saturday. It'll be Andy Burcham, Jason Campbell, Ronnie Brown, Brett Edmonds, Jeff Shearer, bringing you sideline to sideline, goalpost to goalpost coverage of A-Day, presented by Golden Flake. Here, Auburn trails Florida 4-1, game 1 of this top 10 matchup in Gainesville. Bub Terrell leads it off for the Tigers. First pitch, swung on and missed, 0-1. Terrell struck out in the first, and he starts the fourth with a swing and a miss, just a fastball at 92. King, 2 strikeouts through 3 innings. Fastball strike, low strike, 0-2. And immediately he's got Terrell between a rock and a hard place. Wind in the pitch. Swing and a miss, 3 pitches. Down goes Terrell. King had a long wait in the dugout while Florida was batting around in the third. Didn't affect him. He gets Terrell on 3 pitches. And he's now retired 8 in a row. Logan Gregorio's RBI single, the last base runner for the Tigers. That was in the first. Gregorio bats now. Here's the wind in the delivery. It's a strike, 0-1. Nothing but strikes here from King. You give this guy a lead, and he can be lethal. Wind blowing out toward right. Here's the pitch. Just low and away, a ball and a strike to Gregorio. RBI number 13 for Logan in the first inning, 7th in league play. 4 for 15 against SEC pitching. Swings and fouls that one back. And now he's behind a ball and 2 strikes. The key against King is to get ahead in the count. You can get into more predictable counts that way. Auburn showed that in the first inning. 3 hits in the first, nothing since. King is settled in. 1-2. It's down and away again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. No TV for A-Day Saturday, so if you want to tune into the action, find out what's happening live, Auburn Sports Network coverage, place to be. 2-2 to Gregorio. Off speed and high. 3-2. Good patience here by Logan. He's only struck out 1 time in SEC play. Here's the payoff pitch. Called strike 3. That was low, but it was called strike 3. The low strike has been there all night long from Christopher Griffin, and that's just the way it is. And the Gators are woofing in the dugout. Second time this year in conference play, Gregorio has struck out. He evaluates the strike zone well, but he's called out there. Now Bingaman takes the strike down the middle, 0-1. 4-1 Florida. We're in the top of the 4th. Outfield straight away. Bingaman hit it hard. A diving catch in left by Sear. Skies one up the right side foul, and it's 0-2 against him. 0-2 to Terrell. Strikeout 1-2 Gregorio. He worked the count full, then struck out. Now 0-2 to Bingaman. And King deals. And he missed low. 1-2. Wind blowing out to left center. King delivers. Hit sharply past Carl Nonemaker at third base. Ethan hanging in there. Getting reports from those who can see it at home on the screen. The really low strike is there tonight. 1-2 pitch. That one's just above the dirt, so that's a ball. It's 2-2. King rocks back, straightens up into the wind, plants and fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with a fastball in. King strikes out the side. He's retired 10 in a row. He's in a groove. Florida leads it 4-1 through 3.5. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Where were you when this happened?
Have a 1-2 pitch. Fastball coming. Deep left center field. The ball is gone. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. They love it. Your acceptance coming again.
Don't miss the next heart-pounding moment. This is your home for Auburn baseball, the Auburn Sports Network.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric, and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
We head to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's 4-1 Florida. Gators batted around in the third, so it'll be the same trio to get it started here in the fourth against L.J. Cormier, Lawson, Surowick, and Bowen. Conecuh Sausage is the official sausage and hot dog of the Auburn Tigers. Conecuh Sausage, a game day favorite and always great on the grill. Just pick up a pack or two at your local grocery store or visit the Conecuh gift shop in Evergreen, Alabama. Off I-65 at exit 96. Brad Law with you from Gainesville, Condren Family Ballpark. Quinn Burkeen is in our Skyview studios tonight. He'll be there again tomorrow. He'll be there Saturday as well, but not for baseball. We'll have A-Day for you Saturday. Baseball Saturday starting at 11 a.m. on ESPN 106.7 in the Auburn-Opelika area. First pitch in there for a called strike to Lawson. He squared the bunt. Sure. Lawson has singled and walked. He scored twice. Winding the pitch. Cormier gives him a breaking ball. It's called a ball. It was no lower than any of the strikes we've seen so far, and it was a curveball. In any event, the count evens. Cormier rocks and fires. Curveball. That's called ball too high. Cormier on for his first full inning of relief. He got the last couple of outs in the third in relief of Alvarez. 2-1 pitch. Fastball low. It's 3-1 to Lawson. Final line on Alvarez, 2 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. The pitch. Upstairs. Lawson walks for the second time in the game. He's been on base all 3 times. We're in the fourth inning with nobody out. There's Ethan Surowick. Surowick singled and scored last inning. He's also grounded out to short. Auburn came into the game the national leader in walks per innings pitched. Fewer than 3 walks per game allowed per 9 innings. And they're at 3 so far tonight. Righty-righty matchup. Cormier delivers to Surowick and misses low. A ball, no strikes. From the stretch, the freshman looks home and deals. There's a strike. 1-1. Gators have been good in game 1s of series. So is Auburn. 1-1. Nope, throw to first instead. Nobody out. Another throw to first. They want to keep Lawson close. He's not just power, he's speed too. He's only been thrown out twice in 11 tries this year. We'll see how aggressive they are with King dealing on the mound and a 3-run lead. Pitch. Swing and a foul tip into the mid. Fastball inside corner. Well placed. Surowick tried to back up and swing, and he couldn't connect. So now the count in Cormier's favor, a ball and 2 strikes. Here's a pitch from LJ. Swing and a miss at a curveball down. Freilich. The runner was at first. Runner couldn't advance. He started down the line as if he could. Cormier gets the strikeout. It's his second. Got him to chase a spinner down around the dirt. 1 out. Ground ball could get you out of the inning. Carson Bowen doubled in a run in the first, struck out in the third. Cormier ready. First pitch to the Florida catcher is there for a strike. 0-1, middle in. Bowen has grounded into 3 double plays this year. Florida as a team has hit into 14. Rembert shades him up the middle at second. Play him to pull around the infield. 0-1 pitch. Upstairs with an off-speed pitch. 1-1. Cormier 22 pitches since coming into the game. There's a lefty loosening for the Tigers. Well, if that's Sanders or Brewer. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Runner takes off late. Throw to second is close. The tag by Rembert came down in a hurry, but a delayed steal by Lawson, and he swiped his 10th bag of the year. Count now, ball and 2 strikes to Bowen. See if Cormier looks back that way or just tries to go after the catcher here with 2 strikes and 1 out. That takes a double play off the board. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball foul past third. It's Brewer loosening in the pen for the Tigers. Sanders was the first guy down there. He'd like to see a little more punch offensively against King. Brewer was sensational his last time out. Pitch. Fastball, fly ball left center field. Over is Terrell from center. He makes the catch. Tagging from second, heading to third is Lawson, and he's in there. Deep left center, the fly by Bowen. Terrell made the catch for the second out, and Lawson tagged and went to third. He's 90 feet away with 2 outs for Blake Sear. Sear was hit by a pitch in the first and then launched a 3-run blast to left center. Got the same walk-up music that Mason McCrane uses. Helicopter soars overhead across the skyline, and the pitch is a strike to Sear, 0-1. Gators with 1 in the first, 3 in the third. Auburn got its run in the first inning. Pitch. Fly ball to center. Terrell has eyes on it. Now he's got it in his glove, and that's the third out. A couple of fly ball outs to punctuate the inning from Cormier. Gives up a leadoff walk, but it does no damage. They strand him at third. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. Tigers got to get the bats going. We're through 4 in Gainesville. Florida 4, Auburn 1, and Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Back to Gainesville for more Auburn baseball against Florida.
Bottom third of the order for Auburn. Madrigal, McCrane. Aiden King, the starter, is set down 10 in a row. He struck out the side in the fourth. 3 of the first 5 reached in the game for Auburn. Since then, 10 in a row retired by the Florida starter. Whether you're planting a tree or you're tackling a big backyard project, don't risk a penalty. Contact Alabama 811 before you dig to get your underground utilities marked for free. Visit al811.com or call 811. It's free, it's simple, and it's the law. Madrigal grounded out to second. A really nice play by Curlin. Went a long way to his left to get it. He opens up the 5th. Pitch from King. Starts him with a fastball low. 63 pitches for King as we start the 5th. 20 of those in the first inning. 1-0 to Madrigal, the pitch. There's a called strike below the knees. It's 1-1. Tigers don't have a hit since the first. Madrigal trying to change that here in the 5th. 1-1 inside, 2-1. And just trying to work some more pitches out of King, who has really flourished the last couple of weeks. Went 7 innings against Ole Miss 2 weeks ago. There's another low strike. It's 2-2 to Madrigal. No runs on 4 hits in 7 innings against Ole Miss 2 weeks ago. Last week at Georgia, 2 runs on 2 hits in 7 2/3. 2-2. Low and inside, and the count is full, 3-2. It's his 3rd full count the second time through the order. Auburn hitters 0 for 2 in those prior full counts. Payoff pitch to Madrigal. Fouled back. Good swing at the fastball. Still good life on it, 93. 14 strikeouts in the last 2 games entering tonight. Line in the pitch. Tapped foul. Madrigal again stays alive. So 14 strikeouts coming in. He's added 5 more tonight through 4 innings of work. He's up to 52 for the year. A third 3-2 pitch to the Auburn first baseman. It's on the way. And that's down and in. He walked him. A nice at bat by Madrigal. First base runner since the first inning. Leadoff man is on here in the 5th. Pitch count's not an issue for King. He went over 100 last week. 90 plus the week before. He's at 70 as Brandon McCrane stands in. McCrane grounded to second his first time. First pitch. Off the hands, pop foul back out of play, 0-1. Wonder if you consider bunting him up the right side. They hold the runner on, the second baseman over towards second. But Crane's been swinging a bat so well the last couple of weeks. Let's see if he can time something up or if King makes a mistake. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a fly up the right side. Straightened it out a little more, still foul and up onto the berm. 0-2. Back-to-back fastballs. Crane a little earlier with the swing the second time. Trying to bear down here. From the stretch, pitch. Pop foul straight back. 3 straight fastballs. Told you earlier, King likes his fastball, and it's a good one. It's a legitimate SEC fastball. 0-2. Sometimes he goes with the splitter here on this count. Is offering to McCrane. Pulled on the ground left side. Shortstop scoops, goes to second for 1. On to first, not in time. Slow rolling grounder pulled in on the hands. He pulled it to the left side. Lawson went to Curlin for the force of Madrigal. First out of the inning. And a speedy base runner at first with 1 out for Mason McCrane. Mason flied out to center his first time. 4-1 Florida. Top of the 5th. Working from the stretch. King deals right through there for a strike, 0-1. He's done a really good job of getting ahead tonight. He fell behind Madrigal 1-0 and walked him. It seems everybody else he's gotten ahead 0-1 the second time through the order. 0-1 to McCrane. Missed outside, a ball and a strike. King ready again. McCrane gets his lead from first. The 1-1. McCrane pulls it on the ground, right side. That was a slider. He was early. And now King in front. A ball, 2 strikes to Auburn's number 9 hitter. Chris Rembert waits to hit next. The 1-2 pitch to Mason McCrane. Here it is. Missed inside, 2-2. Tried to jam him with a fastball, sneak it in there, and it was too far in. So the count evens. Big hole on the right if he could pull it. Here's the 2-2. McCrane takes that low. They throw back behind the runner, and if it had been a better throw, they could have picked off McCrane throwing in behind him. Ran in a little late back to the bag, but the throw bounced to Stripling, and then he had to swipe back. And the count goes full to Mason McCrane. The book would tell you fastball. Here's the payoff pitch. It is a fastball, and it's low for ball 4. So 2 walks in the inning. He had not walked anybody through 4. And now we'll walk to Madrigal, who was eliminated on a force. And you got McCrane and McCrane on the base pads, and Kevin O'Sullivan makes the slow walk to the mound. He is in no hurry. Let's see if Auburn gets together and talks. Doesn't appear they will. Brandon McCrane at second, Mason McCrane at first, and now the third look at Aiden King. This is the 5th inning, and the 5th inning has been when Auburn has done some good work offensively this year. Had a 7-run 5th against Kentucky, had a 7-run 5th against Arkansas, had a 7-run 5th against Youngstown State early in the year. Auburn has outscored opponents 54-9 in the 5th innings of games this year. Now Rembert at the plate. Meeting on the mound over. Chris steps in. He's 0 for 2 tonight. First pitch to him. Swing and a miss. 0-1. High fastball. And again, King ahead in the count. Rembert has bounced to second and struck out. Tigers trail 4-1. Couple of guys on base with 1 out. King's 82nd pitch of the game. On the way. Called strike on the outside corner. And it's not anything tricky. It is just fastballs. And he's either locating them or he's not. The 0-2 to Rembert. On the way. Called strike 3. It was low, but it's been a strike all night. And on 3 pitches after a mound visit, Rembert is out on strikes. Strikeout number 6 for King, and now here's Chase Freilich. Freilich doubled in the first. He scored Auburn's only run. He bats with runners at first and second. That was the first of 3 hits for Auburn in the first. They don't have a hit since then. This would be a great time for it. And would score at least 1. Pitch. Strike 1. Just almost automatic that he's getting ahead in the count. Nothing but strikes since the mound visit from his head coach. King fires. That's high, ball 1. Freilich's team leading 13th double back in the first inning. He's driven in 27 runs on the year. Half a dozen of those have come in league play. It'll take a 2-out hit here to add to that number. The 1-1. Little high. 2 balls and a strike. If you find a gap again, both guys would score. They're moving on contact with 2 outs. And both McCranes run well. Here's the pitch. Inside, 3 balls, 1 strike to Freilich. Well, now he can look fastball and cut loose if it's in a good spot. And if he's walked, you got your best hitter in league play coming up with the bases loaded. 3-1 to Frelick. Here's the pitch to the Auburn catcher. Swing and a miss. It was just a fastball. Frelick did cut loose, and he came up empty. I'd be shocked if he got anything else here. This is the matchup you want here. Full count, 2 outs. Tigers play him from behind, looking for a big blow in the 5th. From the stretch, King fires. Swung on and missed. Struck him out with a high fastball. And after a mound visit, and after 2 walks, King strikes out Rembert and Frelick, Auburn's number 1 and 2 hitters in the lineup, to end the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, still 4-1 Florida. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
You've created a comfortable home office. Now let Carrier provide the cash bonus. For a limited time, you can claim up to $1,550 in cool cash rebates on a qualified Carrier home comfort system. There's never been a better time to upgrade to year-round premium comfort and energy saving. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Alabama Power is here for you when big storms hit, but we're also here for the little things. We're there to get the coffee started, to make sure everyone's ready for school, for midday dance breaks, and evening entertainment. We're also there to help you save on all that energy with easy-to-use tips, tools, and efficiency programs. So enjoy these moments.
Kids, movie night.
And we'll do the rest. Visit alabamapower.com and follow us on social to learn more.
Exclusive play-by-play coverage of Auburn baseball is brought to you by Alabama Power. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
It is 4-1 Florida as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. 5th inning's presented by Southern Union. By the way, you can move seamlessly to Auburn in order to complete your bachelor's degree in selected programs by taking courses at Southern Union and at Auburn concurrently at Southern Union's tuition rates. Let Southern Union put you on a path to the Plains. 4-1, Gators on top. And a new pitcher for the Tigers. L.J. Cormier's day is over after an inning and 2/3. As we go to the 5th, it is Garrett Brewer, transfer from Michigan State, who was really good in his last outing. Brewer last time out against Kentucky, 3 2/3 innings, 2 hits, no runs, a walk, and 6 strikeouts. The 6 strikeouts were 2 better than his previous season high through 58 pitches in that game Saturday. The lefty out of Eau Claire, Michigan, 6'3", 174. He's 1-2 in a dozen appearances, all in relief. Earned run average, 4.20. 15 innings, 14 hits, 7 earned runs, 7 walks, 21 strikeouts. Team's hitting .237 against Garrett Brewer. He'll face Landon Stripling to start the 5th. Lefty-lefty matchup here to start the 5th inning, and the pitch is over for a strike. Big breaking ball, 0-1. Stripling has walked and grounded back to the pitcher. Brewer off the left side of the rubber, plants and fires and misses outside with a fastball. An inning and 2/3 for Cormier, 27 pitches, 16 strikes, no runs, no hits, a walk and 2 strikeouts. He faced 7 batters. Pitch, there's a strike at the knees. 1-2. Brewer, always from the stretch, delivers. And he missed the outside corner. 2-2. We are in the bottom of the 5th. They've got good guys in the bullpen, but anytime you could knock the ace out, pitch. Pop foul off the hands. That was a breaking ball headed for the inside corner. It's fouled back out of play. You feel like it's a little deeper in the ball game because of the way King has pitched tonight. See if he's got a couple innings left. Pitch bounce back up the middle, off the glove of Brewer. He chases it down and throws to first, and it's late. It was hit right back up the middle. Not the hardest hit ball, not soft either, but it was off the glove, and then just he had to chase it too far. Didn't get enough on the throw to first. Golly. And the leadoff base runner for the third straight inning for Florida. The last two, there were walks. That'll be an infield single. And now the number 7 hitter, Cade Curlin, to the plate. Florida's 7th hit of the ball game. Difference in this game is the 3-run homer by Sear in the third inning. Curlin steps in there. First pitch to him. Fastball. That's called a ball low. Curlin is 1 for 2. He has singled and grounded to third. Pitch. Downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. See if Brewer can shake off that infield single. Pitch home. Downstairs, 3-0. Tomorrow's pitching matchup, Jake Marciano goes for the Tigers, 3-2 with a 1.88 earned run average. It's Liam Peterson for Florida, 1-2 with a 3.60 ERA. 3-0 pitch to Curlin. Ball 4 low. 4-pitch walk after the base hit. So first and second and nobody out. That's the same way the third started. Gators got 3 in that third inning. Now here's Cole Stanford, the number 8 hitter. He's 0 for 2. He's reached on a fielder's choice and struck out. Abe Chancellor starts to throw in the bullpen for the Tigers. 4 runs on 7 hits for Florida, and the Gators are looking for more. Pitch from Brewer. There's a strike, off-speed delivery. Gets him ahead, 0-1. A little surprised Stanford wasn't showing bunt there. Try to put a couple more in scoring position. Guevara backs up at third. The pitch. Fouls it back, 0-2. Just an uncharacteristic night for Auburn pitching tonight. Tigers have won the freebie war more often than not this year, but tonight 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. Pitch. Fouled off the net, 0-2. Fastball at 94. Four walks and 2 hit batters to go along with 7 Florida hits. And another 0-2. Little grounder foul past third. Went way down to get that one. Stanford stays alive. Average down to 228 after an 0-2 start. Brewer looks home and delivers. And that's line, down the line, foul. He missed extra bases by just a couple of feet on an 0-2 pitch. That was a breaking ball. Didn't get far enough in. Brewer gets another chance. It's only a 3-run ball game, and we're in the 5th inning. Lots of time left in this one. Need to find a way to keep them off the scoreboard. The pitch swung on and missed, strike 3. Got him with a fastball up and away. Good location from Brewer, and he wins the battle with Stanford. That's Brewer's first strikeout and the 6th of the night for Auburn Arms. K-Counter presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number 1. One out in the bottom of the fifth. Yost has been on twice. He's singled and been hit by a pitch. Two on, one out. Pitch to Yost. Low, ball one. Lefty-lefty matchup. Brewer, the third pitcher of the night for the Tigers, the delivery. Just a bit high. Framed by Freilich, didn't get the call. In Fayetteville, they're in the top of the third inning. Arkansas leads Georgia 3-1. That's on the Yellowwood scoreboard. Only other SEC game tonight. 2-0 pitch. There's a strike, 2-1. Fastball, outer half. Leadoff man Jones waits to hit next. We're in the fifth. Stripling at second, Kurland at first, one out. Here's the delivery. Sliced sharply foul beyond the Auburn dugout. And it's 2-2. Runners get their leads. Big hole on the left side. They play Yost to pull on the infield and in the outfield. Brewers 2-2. Downstairs, full count. On full counts tonight, there's only been one other. Lawson drew a walk back in the third. Only the second full count of the night. Brewer comes set with one out. His payoff pitch is tapped right side slowly. Remember, it will only have one play. It's to first. They'll get the force at first of Yost for the second out. Stripling goes down to third. Kurland moves over to second. So two in scoring position for with two outs for Jones, the leadoff hitter, who is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice, sandwiched around a fly out to right. And here's Everett Tieford. And it's a big at bat in this game. So they're going to talk about how to pitch to Jones. Tendencies and what's worked tonight, what he could be looking for, what Brewer does well. A base hit here by Jones, and you got a 5-run ball game. If you're able to get him out and keep it at 3, let you keep swinging the axe against a starter who has been absolutely dynamite since the first inning, but his pitch count's in the mid-80s. So absolutely pivotal to get Jones, because you don't want to face Lawson with guys on base. Pivotal to get Jones. And Jones knows he's going to get something here to hit, or to at least try to put in play. Because Florida knows Auburn doesn't want Lawson coming to the plate with guys on base. So the right-handed hitter steps in. The center fielder for the Gators. First pitch to him. Swing and a miss. Slider diving down toward the plate, 0-1. Jones. Readies. Brewer straightens up off the left side of the rubber. He deals. And he flies it shallow right. Long run, Rembert still going out. On comes the right fielder. No catch made. 2-run score. Throw to second is off target, and it's a 2-run bloop double by Kyle Jones on an 0-1 pitch. Good pitch. Outside corner, maybe even a little off the plate. Jones just went, got it. And a bloop into the perfect spot for him. And with 2 outs, Stripling and Kurland never hesitated. So walking, the single and the walk come back to bite Auburn. It is a 2-run double for Kyle Jones, a bloop. And it's now 6-1 Gators. And a runner at second for Lawson. Pitch to Lawson. Downstairs, ball 1. Lefty. Lawson's been on base all 3 times. A single and 2 walks. And here he takes a strike on the inside corner. 1-1. He has scored 2 of their 3 runs. 6 runs on 8 hits for the home team. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error for Auburn. Pitch home. Strike 2. Another off-speed delivery from Brewer. A 2-out bloop double. And 7th-ranked Florida leads 6th-ranked Auburn here 6-1. Brewer with a 1-2 count to Lawson. Here's the pitch. Ooh, mercy. Called ball 2. Maybe high. Lawson is hitting .552 this year with runners in scoring position. Two-two pitch. What in the world? Called ball 3. Brewer all around the strike zone. And now a payoff pitch with 2 outs. Here it is. Called strike 3. Finally got the call. And that's the 3rd out of the inning. Second strikeout for Brewer in the 5th, but Florida tacks on 2 insurance runs. They get a single and a walk to lead off the inning, and they get them home. 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors and a runner left in scoring position. Gators at stranded 8. Florida leads at 6-1 through 5. Here in Gainesville, this is the Auburn Sports Network.
Download the Auburn Athletics app, powered by War Eagle Mobile. Buy tickets, be a part of game day giveaways, shop the latest Auburn gear, and manage your War Eagle Plus subscription. And listen to every broadcast from the Auburn Sports Network, even when multiple games are happening simultaneously on the official mobile app of Auburn Athletics. Download it now.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
Does Auburn have a comeback in it? Got 4 innings to go in this game here, the series opener in Gainesville. 7th-ranked Florida leads number 6 Auburn 6-1. It is Guevara, Terrell, and Gregorio due up here in the 6th against Aiden King. And he's been pretty regal tonight since the first inning. Gave up a run on 3 hits in that first. Since then, he's walked 2, but given up no more hits. And here's Guevara, who singled in the first and then grounded back to the pitcher. E.G. 1 for 2. First pitch in the 6th is fly to right center field. On the run goes Jones. Yost, the right fielder, tracks it down and makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out in the 6th. That's the 90th pitch of the game for King. If you could get some more pitches out of him here in this inning, this could be his last. Guevara tried to do some damage there on the first pitch. Got something he thought he could drive to right. Just didn't get enough behind it. Here's Bub Terrell. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. First pitch. Called strike 1. Looking for fresh seafood. Wharf Casual Seafood. Serves seafood sourced from American waters. 0-1. Low through the legs of the catcher. A ball and a strike. Not a seafood fan, that is no problem. They serve burgers, salads, chicken, and more. Wharf Casual Seafood with 6 locations across central Alabama. 1-1 to Terrell. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Kings 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Terrell down on strikes for the third time. 3 of Kings' 8 strikeouts. Have been Bub Terrell. And here's Logan Gregorio. Gregorio has one of Auburn's 3 hits. He's 1 for 2. An RBI single to left and a strikeout. Swings at the first pitch. Fouls it off to the left, 0-1. Seven of Kings' 8 strikeouts have come the second and third time through the order. 0-1. Called strike 2. He's ahead of Gregorio. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Fouled back. Still 0-2. He's up to 97 pitches. Last week against Georgia, he threw 107. 0-2 again to Gregorio. Fly to left center. Sear on the run near the track. Makes the catch. And it's a quick 1-2-3. And Tigers go in order in the 6th. 6-1, Florida in front. We go to the bottom of the 6th when Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Wind Creek Casino, where the action never stops. Hottest games, loosest spins, more ways to win. We've got the highest payouts and the most epic rewards. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner. Wind Creek Casino. Find your winning moment. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown & Port, Chicago, Illinois.
Bottom of the 6th, Florida leads it 6-1. Auburn got a run in the top of the 1st. Gators answered with 1 in the bottom of the 1st. Then they got a 3-run homer from Blake Sear in the 3rd, and then got a 2-out, 2-run double by Jones in the 5th. And they've extended this lead out to 6-1. Meanwhile, their starter, Aiden King, has not given up a hit since the 1st inning. So Garrett Brewer back to work in the 6th, and he'll have Sirowick, Bowen, and Sear, 3, 4, 5 hitters due up here in the 6th. Auburn baseball is brought to you in part by Wind Creek Casino, where the action never stops. Hottest games, loosest spins, and more ways to win. Wind Creek Casino. Find your winning moment. Yellowwood scoreboard, Fayetteville, Arkansas. Top 16 matchup there. Number 16, Arkansas leads Georgia 3-1. They are moving to the 4th in that matchup. And Abe Chancellor has entered the game. It's not Garrett Brewer. Chancellor is on in the 6th. Chancellor pitched the 6th inning Tuesday in that one-hit shutout win over Alabama State. Chancellor gets it started here in the 6th. First pitch, fouled straight back. 0-1 the count. Surowick is 1 for 3, a single and a run scored in the third. He is grounded out and struck out tonight. From the stretch, Chancellor plants and fires and misses upstairs. 1-1. Florida's put the leadoff man on base in the last 3 innings. Twice they've scored him. In fact, 2 of the last 3 innings, they've got the first 2 on base. Chancellor fires, misses high, 2-1. Chancellor, a redshirt senior out of Dothan. This is his 5th outing of the year. 3 1/3 innings, 3 hits, a run, a walk, 5 strikeouts. Earned run average, 270. The 2-1 offering. Fastball, line to right, base hit. Leadoff man on for a 4th straight inning. Surowick has his 2nd hit of the night. And Carson Bowen, the catcher, comes to the plate. He's 1 for 3, an RBI double in the first with 2 outs. He has since then struck out, fly to center. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. On the first pitch, Bowen swings, grounds one to second. Rembert on a slow roller goes to second for the force, and that's all they'll be able to get. So it's a fielder's choice for Bowen. He's aboard with 1 out. 4-6 force of Surowick. And it brings Blake Sear to the plate. Right-handed hitting Sear launched that 3-run homer that broke the tie in the third. First pitch to him from Chancellor is a called strike, 0-1. Chancellor, the 4th pitcher of the night for Auburn, fires. Gets a high bouncer, tough play, left side. Guevara fields, throws, and got him. Really good play by Guevara. A really high hop. That was about 15 feet up into the air. And Guevara with a strike over to Madrigal for the 2nd out. Bowen moves to second. And here's Landon Stripling. Congratulations to the Auburn equestrian team, top-ranked Tigers, a win over Fresno State over in Ocala. They started the weekend the right way here in Florida. Baseball and softball will try to follow suit. For 1, Tigers a 14-4 win over the 8 seed Fresno State. The NCEA championships. Strike, or a pitch, wow. Just a little high to Stripling. 1 ball, no strike. Stripling's been on twice. He's 1 for 2. A single, a walk, and a ground out. Lefty, Chancellor fires and misses low. 2 balls, no strikes to Stripling. It's an all-SEC semifinal tomorrow. Tigers will take on the 4 seed South Carolina. Action will get going at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Here's the pitch. Fouled back, out of play. In fact, the Auburn equestrian team took in some of the action here earlier tonight. Here's the 2-1. There's a called strike, 2-2, good pitch. Not the equestrian team, the Auburn softball team. Checking out some of the action tonight. Tigers and Gators open up their series tomorrow here. Not often you get both baseball and softball, same teams in the same spot. 2-2. Just missed outside. And the count is full to Stripling. Chancellor trying to strand Bowen at second. Redshirt senior lefty. Gets his sign. Comes set. And comes home. And that is fly to left. McCrane started back. Now Mason jogs in and makes the catch, and the inning is over. A nice inning for Chancellor. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man stranded in scoring position for Florida. We are through 6. 6-1, Tigers trail. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Enjoy baseball and softball season on the Plains with live sports radio. Presented by Alpha Insurance. Auburn Sports Network broadcasts are available with no delay at both Plainsman Park and Jane B. Moore Field. Every grand slam, stolen base, and strikeout. Yours with no delay. Look for the live sports radio kiosks around the ballpark. Live sports radio lets you take the broadcast with you at every football game. Plus, home men's and women's basketball games, baseball, and softball. Live sports radio. Presented by Alpha Insurance.
Alabama Power is here for you when big storms hit, but we're also here for the little things. We're there to get the coffee started, to make sure everyone's ready for school, for midday dance breaks, and evening entertainment. We're also there to help you save on all that energy with easy-to-use tips, tools, and efficiency programs. So enjoy these moments.
Kids, movie night.
And we'll do the rest. Visit alabamapower.com and follow us on social to learn more.
It is 6-1, Florida, as we head to the 7th. And as we do, it is a new pitcher for the Gators. Pepper Tree pitching change. Ricky Reith is on. He's another right-hander. Reith, 6 appearances. 2-0 with a 2.70 earned run average. He's thrown 13 1/3 innings this year. Given up 13 hits, 4 runs. He's only walked 2. He struck out 15, has not given up a homer. He's allowed 4 doubles. He's hit 3 batters, and teams are hitting .265 against Ricky Reith. King, 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. All 3 hits came in the first inning. Over the last 5, no hits, 2 walks allowed. And now Reith is on. 6'4", 205, a redshirt senior out of Windermere, Florida. A transfer from Notre Dame. In SEC play, 1 outing, an inning and a third. A walk and a strikeout and a hit. So limited action for Reith this year, and even more limited in conference play. He'll face Bingaman, Madrigal, and McCrane in the 7th. Now that the Tigers have gotten to the bullpen, can they get something going? It'll start with Bingaman, who's lined out to left and struck out. The line out, a big moment in the first inning. Tigers had a couple on base with 2 outs, and that ball looked destined for the gap and extra bases, but Sear dove and saved a couple of runs. First pitch to Bingaman. It's called strike, 0-1. 89 on the first pitch from Reith. Ground ball, foul, left side. Reith, R-E-E-T-H. Redshirt senior gets ahead of the true freshman. A short wind, the delivery, way outside and low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Auburn baseball is brought to you in part by East Alabama Health. With their spacious cancer center, patients can make cancer a distant memory instead of a distant drive, and that's why East Alabama Health is Auburn's home field advantage. 1-2, way wild, all the way to the backstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 7th inning. 6-1 Florida. They've out-hit the Tigers 9-3. The pitch. Breaking ball, missed high. Bingaman with a good take. Bowen framed it, fooled some of the fans, but not Christopher Griffin. And now the payoff pitch. Line down the left field line, a foul ball. Another fantastic swing by Bingham. And this is a game where Auburn has just missed extra bases several times. Freilich hit a bomb down the right field line, just a few feet foul. Back in the third inning, Bingham had missed extra bases because of a diving catch in the first, and he just missed a double there. Another 3-2 pitch. Here it is. And it's popped up. Right side, down the line, coming over is Yost. He makes the catch, one away. Boy, both times after an Auburn hitter barely missed extra bases, the very next pitch they popped up. So Bingham is retired. Tigers down to 8 outs. And here's Madrigal. He has walked and bounced to second. They play him to pull. It's not the shift, but they play him to pull. And he drives one to right. Yost back, still going. That is off the base of the wall. Extra bases for Madrigal. He pulls into second with a stand-up double. Eddie Madrigal went after that first pitch and delivered his third double of the year. Little more carry and that ball gets out. Bounced up against the base of the wall. And a man in scoring position for the number 8 hitter, McCrane. Brandon has reached on a fielder's choice and grounded to second. He's 0 for 2. Don't have to do too much or get too big here. Just punch something through. Try to score one at a time. Reith looks home, delivers. Breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. Now with King out of the ball game, if you could score a couple here in this inning, you put a little pressure on them. Tigers have used 4 pitchers tonight. 0-1. Missed inside, a ball and a strike. And you like the way McCrane evaluates the strike zone, too. He doesn't go after balls often, 20 walks. About a 1-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio, the pitch. Flinched, but didn't offer it, one that dropped low, 2-1. And if these guys at the bottom of the order can get on, guys at the top are due tonight. Reith from the stretch. Madrigal leads from second. 2-1. McCrane takes it outside and a little low. It's 3-1. And big picture in the series, you'd love for Florida to have to use a couple of guys that maybe they wouldn't otherwise have to in a 5-run game late. Pitch home. Swing, ground ball right to the shortstop. Madrigal scurries back to second, and out at first is McCrane. 2 away. That'll bring Mason McCrane to the plate. Mason has walked and flied to center. Reith ready, looks at second, fires home, misses inside with a slider, 1-0. Stretch from the redshirt senior right-hander in the pitch. Low and away. Mason McCrane did not play in the Kentucky series, didn't play against Alabama State, so been a few games since he's been in there swinging the bat. 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Runner at second, that's Madrigal, now 2 out. Tigers trail 6-1 in the 7th. Madrigal will be moving on contact here. The 2-1. Swing, line drive, off the glove of Curlin and into right field. He tried to backhand pick a rocket. It's into right, an RBI single for Mason McCrane, the number 9 hitter in the order, drives home a run, and it's now 6-2 Florida. Ball was absolutely drilled. Curlin plays a really good second base. We've seen him make a couple of nice plays already tonight, but that one just exploded off the bat, and he tried to make a backhand pick and couldn't get it. Back to the top of the order. See if the Tigers can string together 2-out hits. Pitch to Chris Rembert. It's right there for a strike, 0-1. Rembert is 0 for 3, pair of strikeouts and a ground out. Entering the night, he was back over 300 in league play. Pitch. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. Back-to-back singles for the Tigers. 3 hits in the inning off of Reith, the first reliever. And they're at first and second. Rembert with his first hit of the game. Mason McCrane down to second, and now Chase Fralick to the plate. And Kevin O'Sullivan comes out. There is activity in the Florida bullpen. A lefty. They may go to him here. Yeah, they'll go to the lefty. So it is a Pepper Tree pitching change for Florida for a new level of taste. Tiger fans know it's got to be Pepper Tree for the best wine selection and the finest cuts of meat. Visit Pepper Tree in Auburn or Montgomery or online at steaksandwine.com. Steaks, the letter N, wine.com. Reith faces 5 batters. He gets 2 out, but he gives up 3 hits. And a lefty is on for the Gators. We'll give you the information when we come back to Gainesville on this Pepper Tree pitching change.
Strike out ants, termites, and other pests with a call to Cook's Pest Control. Cook's proven pest control methods and superior termite control system keep your home safe and are backed by a 110% satisfaction guarantee. As the weather gets warmer, your spring cleaning isn't done until you call the official pest control partner of the Auburn Tigers, Cook's Pest Control.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
The new pitcher for Florida on this Pepper Tree pitching change is 6'5" lefty Ernesto Lugo Canchola. Lugo Canchola, 6'5", 235. He's out of Pleasant Grove, Utah. So the Utah native started out with the Utes and went to Northwest Nazarene, the JUCO level, and he's now back with the Florida Gators. Lugo Canchola, Lugocanchola, 18 appearances. That's the most on the team. He's 1-0 with a 4.44 earned run average. 24 1/3 innings, 20 hits, 13 runs, a dozen earned, 8 walks, 34 strikeouts. He's given up 5 home runs. He's thrown 5 wild pitches. Teams are hitting .215 against Ernesto Lugo Canchola. SEC outings, 8 appearances, 1-0 with an 8.68 ERA. 9 1/3 innings, 9 hits, 9 runs, 4 walks, 12 strikeouts, 4 homers, 2 doubles in league play. 2 wild pitches. He's hit a batter. Team's batting .243 against Lugo Canchola. In the SEC. He's a lefty. That's why they went to him, because Chase Fralick is up for the Tigers. With runners at first and second. Fralick on the night is 1 for 3, a double and a run scored. It's 6-2 Florida, 2 on, 2 out in the 7th. Pitch. High, ball 1. A base hit by Fralick, an extra base hit especially, and this game takes on a whole different feeling. It's already changed a little bit once the Tigers got King out of the game. Lugo Canchola looks home, fires, misses high again, 2 balls, no strikes. More stirring in the Florida bullpen. Nobody else throwing. From the stretch, the 2-0 to Fralick. Swing and a miss. He went after one diving down in the dirt. Just a wipeout slider by Lugo Canchola on a 2-0 pitch to get strike one. Runner at second is McCrane. Rembert is at first. Good speed. 2 outs in the inning, a run in. The pitch. Called strike 2. Fralick didn't agree. And now the count is even. Fralick takes a little walk outside the box. Now back in. Crowd as loud as they've been all night behind a pitcher. Lugo Canchola trying to get out of trouble. His pitch to the Auburn catcher is on the way. Line drive, base hit, back up the middle. Here comes McCrane. He scores. Rembert stops at second. RBI single, Chase Fralick on a 2-2 pitch. Another 2-out hit for the Tigers, and it's 6-3 Gators. Really good piece of hitting there by Fralick. And now Eric Guevara to the plate. Will they stay with the lefty against the right-handed hitter? They will. Fralick's 28th RBI of the year. Rembert at second. Guevara 1 for 3. Pitch. Strike. Fast one at 92. 0-1. Guevara singled in the first inning. He's got a lot of room in left center. 0-1. Off speed in for a strike. Good pitch. Ernesto Lugo Canchola trying to stop a further Auburn onslaught here in the 7th. Tigers have trimmed the deficit to 3. Here's the pitch. Ground ball right at the second baseman. Curlin scoops it up and throws over to first in time to get out of the inning. But Auburn punches back. They get King, the starter, out of the ball game. Tigers send 7 to the plate, score 2 of them. 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and a couple left. Some fight left in the Tigers. 7th inning stretch time, and it's 6-3 Florida. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
There's team pride, and then there's extra Tiger pride. When I'm carrying the Auburn University Regents Visa debit card or prepaid Regents Now card, that's exactly what I get. Whether I'm grabbing some extra Auburn here or picking up an extra dozen wings for the game, this card always brings it. Sometimes I get an extra War Eagle from the cashier too. Visit Regions.com/Go Tigers to get yours.
Extra changes everything. And at Regions, Extra is our ordinary. Official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC.
Strike out ants, termites, and other pests with a call to Cook's Pest Control. Cook's proven pest control methods and superior termite control system keep your home safe and are backed by a 110% satisfaction guarantee. As the weather gets warmer, your spring cleaning isn't done until you call the official pest control partner of the Auburn Tigers, Cook's Pest Control.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
This game recap is presented by Regions Bank. Regions is a proud partner of Auburn University and the official bank of the SEC.
Both teams got a run in the first. Aiden King absolutely is advertised after that for Florida. The Gator ace went the next 5 innings without allowing a hit. He walked a couple, but that was it. And then as soon as he was knocked out of the ball, or as soon as he reached a pitch count, Kevin O'Sullivan decided to take him out, just shy of 100 pitches. Auburn was able to get a couple runs in the top of the 7th. Florida got a run in the bottom of the 1st, then got a 3-run home run for Blake Sear in the 3rd. A couple of more runs on a 2-out double in the 5th. 6-3. Gators have out hit the Tigers 9-7. Part of the Regions Bank game recap. First time this year that Andreas Alvarez didn't have his best stuff, and they got to him in those first 3 innings. Bottom 3rd of the order due up here against Abe Chancellor, who starts his 2nd inning of work. First pitch. Swing and a foul tip back, 0-1. Bottom of the 7th. Justice DeYoung starts tossing in the bullpen. He would be next for the Tigers, presumably. Love to put up a 0, get the bats back up there to work. Here's the pitch. Chancellor. Oh! Just missed the inside corner. A ball and a strike. The delivery. Fouled away. 1-2 the count. Actually, not DeYoung, Christian Chatterton throwing in the pin for the Tigers. Chancellor straightens up. His 1-2 pitch to Kurland. Way upstairs, 2-2. It's either been the 3-run homer or 2-out hits. 2-out double in the first, a 2-out double in the 5th for the Gators, in addition to the 3-run homer. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball foul. Past the third base coach's box. And we'll do it again. Chancellor gave up a single to the first batter he faced in the 6th, Surowick. Got the next 3. Now it's 2-2 to Kurland here to start the bottom of the 7th. Here it is. Popped him up. Back behind the plate. Will it stay in play? Freilich does not have room. Just beyond the net. First row behind the backstop. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Plan A tonight was Jackson Sanders coming out of the bullpen. That wasn't quite the right situation. Got to play it situationally for this game and the weekend. Here's another 2-2 from Chancellor. Ground ball to short. McCrane gloves, scoots, throws, got him. 1 away in the bottom of the 7th. And the feeling in the ballpark has changed a little bit with Auburn scoring a couple of times in the top. If Auburn could put a 0 up here, get the bats back up there, put a little more pressure, they got a chance to come back and win this thing. Cole Stanford is 0 for 3 tonight. He's reached on a fielder's choice, and he struck out twice. Outfield around a couple of steps toward the left, playing him to pull. The delivery. High fly ball left side of the infield. Guevara has eyes on it and makes the catch. Quickly 2 down. Chancellor can put up another 0 here. It'll be 3 shutout innings of work in a 3-day span for the redshirt senior. You know, the Tigers have Griffin Graves back, and as you look ahead to the final 5 weeks of the regular season and on into the postseason, if you could get another guy out of that bullpen that you can use reliably in SEC play, another arrow in the quiver. Here's the pitch. Popped up, left side, foul ground. Will that one stay in play? Freilich under it. He's got it. He makes the catch in foul ground. Abe Chancellor, 2 shutout innings for the Tigers. Chancellor gets the Gators in order. It's the first time Florida goes in order tonight. I'm telling you, there's a chance for Auburn to gather some momentum and make a run over the last 2 innings. Tigers trail 6-3. We go to the 8th when we come back. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Looking for a street legal golf car? Diamond Golf Cars has the largest selection in the state, and the Auburn store is right off Oplaca Road, closer than you think. With locations in Auburn, Birmingham, and Huntsville, they've been raising the bar since 2012 in golf car sales and service. Need a tune-up? Diamond Golf Cars is full service for all your golf car needs, and they offer pickup and delivery. Carrying brands such as EasyGo, Club Car, Yamaha, and much more. Visit DiamondGolfCars.com today and drive different. Drive Diamond.
The Gooch Performing Arts Center at Auburn University is Alabama's premier destination for the arts, bringing you the very best of Broadway, dance, music, and more. Learn more about upcoming performances and see the calendar of events online at goochcenter.auburn.edu. That's GOGUE center.auburn.edu, or call the box office 334-844-TIXS.
Six 6-3 Florida. Auburn trying to punch back here. We go to the 8th. It'll be Terrell, Gregorio, and Bingham in the middle third of the order. Due up. Two lefties and a righty against the lefty Ernesto Lugo Canchola. Defensive change for Florida. Landon Stripling comes out of the game at first. Surwick goes from third to first, and Colt Myers enters the game at third. So your infield now third to first is Myers, Lawson, Curlin, and Surwick. Here's Terrell. Tough night for Bub. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. First pitch to him from Lugo Canchola. That's inside for ball 1. And it's maybe the first time Bub has been ahead in a count tonight. The stretch and the pitch. Missed outside, 2-0. I know it's the first time he's faced a 2-0 count tonight. Lugo Canchola, ready, steps, pitches. That is a called strike. Two and one to the Auburn center fielder. He started there for Bristol Carter tonight to pitch. Swing and a fly up the left side. It's 2-2. Bristol out with an illness, so Terrell over to center. And Mason McCrane started in left tonight. Two-two pitch, lefty-lefty. Terrell waits. Here's the delivery. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. One away in the 8th. Auburn has only gotten the leadoff man on base one time tonight. Now here's Gregorio. Gregorio, an RBI single back in the first. He's 1 for 3. Since then, he struck out and flied to left. Pitch. Gregorio takes slider for a strike, swept across. Good pitch. 0-1. A 1 pitch. Flied to left field. Sear is there. Looks up into the black sky, makes the catch. Quickly 2 down. Listen to all things SEC, including live games and SEC this morning on SiriusXM SEC Radio. It's channel 374. It's also streaming on the SiriusXM app. Here's Ethan Bingham. Tigers down to the last 4 outs. The Yellowwood scoreboard, Arkansas has extended its lead over Georgia. It's 5-1 through 5 in Fayetteville. Pitch to Bingham. Strike 1. Fastball. Ethan's 0 for 3. Couple of fly outs and a strikeout. Lugo Canchola fires it in there. Fastball away. That's fouled away. And it's 0-2. Lugo Canchola gave up a single to Freilich. First batter he faced. Since then, he's got 3 in a row, and he's been ahead. Pitching with confidence. His 0-2 pitch to Bingham. Called strike 3. Frozen. Inning over. 3 up, 3 down. Auburn goes silently in the 8th. 6-3 Florida. Go to the bottom of the 8th when Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Yellowwood knows that a 5-star backyard is the place to make lasting memories. Like cookouts. Cornhole with friends. Ooh, a neighborhood potluck with your wife's pasta salad. The one with the feta. Oh, sorry. Or taking a nap on your deck in a hammock. Naps are memories. I love naps. For 5-star backyards and the most memorable experiences, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
Looking for legendary wings, mouth-watering burgers, and unbeatable pizza for your next big event? Baumhauer's Catering is here to satisfy your cravings. From tailgates, birthdays, to office lunches and weddings, boost your event with delicious flavors of Baumhauer's Catering. We offer pickup or delivery, or choose our full-service catering that includes setup and staff. Don't have space for your big event? We can even host you in our dedicated party space. Baumhauer's Victory Grill Catering. Legendary flavors, zero hassle. War Eagle.
Back to the ballpark for more Auburn baseball.
Top of the order for Florida in the 8th. They lead Auburn 6-3, this top 10 matchup here tonight. We're not in the Swamp. The Swamp is their football stadium. That's Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. We're near the Swamp, relatively. Down goes the throw to second. Abe Chancellor has retired 6 in a row since giving up a leadoff single in the 6th. Faces the top of the order here in the 8th. Auburn needed to do something offensively in the 8th inning. Now they're down to their last 3 outs and need to hold Florida here to keep it a 3-run ball game in a tough part of the order to do it. Jones, a 2-run, 2-out double in the 5th. He's 1 for 4. His 5th turn at the plate here to start the bottom of the 8th inning. Chancellor, 22 pitches through 2 innings. Got a couple quick outs to end the 7th. And the first pitch is cut on and missed. An off-speed pitch. Jones was early, and it's 0-1. 29 runs driven in by the Florida center fielder. A leader in runs scored, stolen bases. And now a pitch clock violation on Jones. He stepped out with 5 on the pitch clock and was not granted time. So that is a pitch clock violation, and the count quickly 0-2 on Jones. You get a strike. Your Chancellor, you get a strike without having to throw another pitch. See if you can finish him off. The 0-2. Just missed, maybe inside. Ball and 2 strike. Chancellor, the redshirt senior, comes set. And he fires. Breaking ball, hit back up the middle. McCrane gets there, scoops, throws, got the leadoff man. That one just squirted right on through up the middle, rolled on the ground. McCrane came over to scoop it, made the throw in time. Nicely played. 1 out. 2 1/3 innings for Chancellor. Ties his career high. He went 2 1/3 last year against Mississippi State. Threw 32 pitches in that game. He's at 26 here as Brendan Lawson steps in. Lawson struck out his last time. Before that, he walked twice and singled. He scored twice tonight. Pops this pitch up. Foul territory. Fralick sprints over to the front of the dugout, but he'll run out of time. It bounces on top of the visitors' dugout and into the seats. A lot of empty seats here at the ballpark tonight. I would guess tomorrow you wouldn't see as many empty seats, although an odd start time, a 5:30 local time start. 4:30 Central, on the air 4:15 tomorrow. Hoping for a comeback in the 9th inning tonight. 0-1 to Lawson. Chancellor's offering. Misses outside with a fastball at 90, a ball and a strike. Well, 3 years ago when Auburn came here, Tigers dominated game 1 before Florida came back to take the next 2 games and win the series. 1-1 pitch. Strike 2. Breaking ball dropped over the top part of the zone. And now Chancellor ahead of Lawson, a ball and 2 strikes. One more out needed for a new career-long outing for the senior left-hander. From the stretch, the pitch. Missed outside, 2-2. Infield in the shift. That's where Lawson hit it in the first inning. He hit a rocket right to Rembert, about 1,000 miles an hour off the bat. Two and two to the Gators' leading home run hitter. One out, nobody on in the eighth. Here's the pitch. Just missed a little high with a breaking ball. Didn't miss by much. And now the count is full. The next pitch will tie his career high for pitches in an outing. Here is the payoff pitch to Lawson. Grounded to first, scooped there nicely by Madrigal. Nice play, Madrigal, on the short hop. He takes it to the bag for the out. 2 2/3 scoreless for Chancellor. By the way, that's our defensive play of the game presented by Cook's Pest Control. Best defense for your home is Cook's Pest Control, the South's most trusted name in pest control since 1928, and the official pest control provider of the Auburn Tigers. Here's Ethan Surowick. Surowick is 2 for 4. He's singled twice. He scored once. He's also grounded out and struck out. Nobody on, 2 outs, bottom of the eighth. The pitch to him, cut on and miss. Early on a high breaking ball. It's 0-1. Still got time to come back and win this battle. But even if you don't, the work Chancellor has done tonight. Pitch. Ground ball to first. Madrigal gloves, takes it to the bag. That is 3 scoreless innings of relief for Abe Chancellor. And even if Auburn isn't able to make a comeback coming up in the 9th inning, the work by Chancellor tonight has given Auburn a better chance in the rest of the weekend. Nice job by Abe. He retires the side in order again in the 8th. Last chance for Auburn. We go to the 9th inning. Tigers trail 6-3. It'll be the bottom third of the order due up. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
There's team pride, and then there's extra Tiger pride. When I'm carrying the Auburn University Regents Visa debit card or prepaid Regents Now card, that's exactly what I get. Whether I'm grabbing some extra Auburn gear or picking up an extra dozen wings for the game, this card always brings it. Sometimes I get an extra War Eagle from the cashier too. Visit Regions.com/Go Tigers to get yours.
Extra changes everything. And at Regions, Extra is our ordinary. Official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC.
Strike out ants, termites, and other pests with a call to Cook's Pest Control. Cook's proven pest control methods and superior termite control system keep your home safe and are backed by a 110% satisfaction guarantee. As the weather gets warmer, your spring cleaning isn't done until you call the official pest control partner of the Auburn Tigers, Cook's Pest Control.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
Florida brings on its closer as we go to the 9th inning. Tigers trail 6-3. Bottom third of the order due up. Madrigal, McCrane against number 15, Joshua Reitner. 6'2", 210. Redshirt freshman right-hander from Tampa. Reitner has a half a dozen saves this year in 15 appearances. He's 2-1 with a 3.92 earned run average. 20 2/3 innings. 13 hits. 9 runs, all earned, 12 walks in 15 outings, and 34 strikeouts in 20 2/3 innings. He's given up a couple doubles, couple of homers. He's hit 4 batters, 3 wild pitches. Teams are batting just 176 against Joshua Reitner. In SEC play, 3 saves and a 1-1 record, 10 innings and an 8.10 earned run average. 10 innings, 8 hits, 9 runs. He's walked 9 in 10 innings in the SEC, struck out 15. 4 hit batters, 2 homers, 211 the average against him. So see if Auburn can be patient and make him fill up the strike zone. Madrigal gets the inning started. First pitch, High. Ball one. Fastball at 96. Madrigal doubled and scored in the 7th. He is 1 for 2. Pitch to Madrigal. High again. 2 balls, no strikes. He's walked 1 an inning in SEC play. Tigers need 3 to tie it here in the top of the 9th. They've got 3 in the game on 7 hits. Pitch. Madrigal swings. Flies that to right center. Yost on the run. He'll get there and make the catch in deep right center. 2-0 pitch. And Madrigal took a shot. 98-mile-an-hour fastball. And he just hit it down the barrel enough to keep it in the ballpark. The Tigers are down to the last 2 outs. Here's Brandon McCrane. McCrane is 0 for 3, a couple of ground outs, and he's reached on a fielder's choice, so he's hit it on the ground all 3 times. First pitch to him, missed the outside corner, 1-0. And how many pitches can you get out of Reitner tonight? Certainly getting him into the ball game, keeping it a close enough game that it's a save situation. Pitch. Fastball, strike. 97. Tigers get their first look at the Gator closer to open the series. Pitch. Another fastball, misses low, 2-1. One out, nobody on. Top of the 9th, 6-3 Florida, the pitch. There's the strike. 98. Again, nothing fancy here from Reitner. He's just letting it rip. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch to McCrane. Swing and a foul ball. Out of play. Outfield plays him to pull. They don't think he can get around on the fastball. Another 2-2 to BMAC. Way outside. Counts full. It's tough to evaluate that pitch out of the hand. Coming up there so fast. Payoff pitch. 1 out. Nobody on in the 9th. Here's the delivery. Swing, line drive, right field. It's down for a base hit. 3-2 pitch. McCrane took the 97-mile-an-hour fastball the other way. 1 out single for McCrane. And now Mason McCrane comes to the plate. Can he catch one of these hard fastballs? And barring a double play, you at least get the top of the order up here in the 9th. Pitch to Mason. Called strike. 0-1. McCrane has been on twice. An RBI single in the 7th. He scored a run in that 2-run 7th. He's also walked flat out to center field. 0-1. That's low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rembert looms near the on-deck circle. 1-1 delivery. McCrane grounds it to second. To second for 1, on to first, not in time. He's safe. McCrane hustled down the line to at least give Rembert a chance to keep the inning going. Fielder's choice. Gators are going to challenge this. I think he's pretty clearly safe, but they have nothing to lose. It's a force of McCrane at second for the second out of the inning. This should be a fairly quick challenge. Looks a little closer maybe on replay than it did in real time, but pretty clearly McCrane beat the throw. It's one of those, oh, what the hey type challenges. 2 outs, 9th inning. And I thought we were close to a call. Surely they're not still looking at it. This is quick. This should have taken half the time. Here's the call. All right, so runner safe. Now back to the top of the order. Last chance for the Tigers is Chris Rembert. He singled his last time up. You got back to the top of the order. 2 outs, runner at first. Tigers down 6-3 in the ninth. Here's the pitch. It's a called strike. McCrane takes second. Defensive indifference. His run doesn't mean a whole lot right now. Here's the pitch. Rembert takes it inside for ball 1. 1-1 on the Auburn second baseman. He's hit it up the middle twice. Curlin was playing there in the first inning, and they got him out. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Slider at 90. Gracious. A ball and 2 strikes. Tigers down to their last strike here in Gainesville. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and the ball game is over. Rembert down on strikes for the 3rd time tonight. They spill out of the Gator dugout. Florida takes game 1 of this top 10 series. 6-3, your final. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became